Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, welcome to a special live watch along to kick off the year 2022. I suppose I should say Happy New Year to you. I think every time zone has certainly surpassed 2022 and then some. I think my mic is in my neck, so I'm going to try and move that a little bit. But big night here. It is WWE Day 1, WWE's first foray into the world of pay-per-view, or as they're starting to call it tonight, premium events. On January the 1st, I kind of like it as opposed to a meaningless December pay-per-view. As I'm sure many of you fine fans have already heard, Roman Reigns is out of the main event in Atlanta, now turning it into on the Raw side, more of a schmaz than they already had, adding Brock Lesnar to the match, which will be the first physical encounter ever between Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley, which I would have saved as a WrestleMania main event. One man's opinion. It'll be interesting to see where things go. I'm sure a very, very difficult couple of days for WWE Creative. I want to see who's checked in already. Matt Kocher, Screaming Baboon, Joe Smith, how are you guys doing? If you could share the word on social media, WWE has done a great job pimping up. Is it State Farm Arena in Atlanta? Well, you know what? If nothing else, I think it's going to make for a shorter card tonight. So I like that. What a waste of Ricochet to have him on the pre-show match, which we just saw if you're watching the pre-show. Be a nice way to kick off 2022 by having Big E drop the title. I just don't see the credibility or the believability in him as the champion. Certainly rest in peace, Betty White, Matthew Holland, you are correct. I hope Quincy Restani and myself didn't curse Betty the other night during Quincy Restani's Wrestling Challenge. That live stream when we watched the September 27th, 1986 installment of Challenge. Guardian of Chaos, Happy New Year to you, brother. I hope all is well. Baboon, maybe Betty was a little jealous of Quincy and his female companionship in Rhode Island. Quincy didn't want to talk about his female companionship in Rhode Island. But what I think is funnier than anything is while we did discuss Quincy's female companionship, as in his code wording would say, about an hour away from here, which means Rhode Island, is that he actually drank milk with the employees, the dancers, so to speak, at that establishment when he was there a few times. He is not a regular by any stretch of the imagination because obviously he's too cheap. He wouldn't pay to go in. But when someone's been nice enough to take him along for the ride, he's actually drank milk with the female entertainers. True story. Chris, I found the only man more tired than me is my co-host tonight. Old St. Nick himself. He had a rough month, as did I. I am embarrassed to say it, but I was here this morning. Oh, it was before 10 o'clock. I know that much. And later this afternoon, I actually fell asleep at my desk for probably 20 minutes or a half an hour. I was out cold trying to get great content ready for you guys this week. Because you guys are the heart and soul of what we do. So it's very important to keep the content coming. I just wish, other than the man in the booth, John C. Manicus Riley, I wish we had more help at one time. We will have John Cena Sr. with us live this week. We are going to try and do a live video Wednesday morning because it looks like we're going to have to redraw the winner of the Paul Bearer Holiday Headlocks Toy Drive. For whatever reason, someone bought the winning raffle ticket. We've sent out emails. We've got no response to anything or anyone. We've put it on social media, on Facebook, on Twitter. Either they gave up on the prizes and don't want them, or I don't know what to say, but we can't wait any longer. John Cena Sr. was Captain Christmas himself, especially after that worthless piece of garbage Lou Data sabotaged our toy drive. So Johnny is going to re-pick the winner when he is with us on Wednesday, probably either late morning, early afternoon, and obviously we'll put the winning ticket number up on Facebook, Twitter, and so on and so forth. So we'll have some fun with it. So if you did buy raffle tickets, you still have a chance to win that giant jackpot that is still right over there to my right. Santa Claus doesn't even want to look at it. He's disgusted. Either that or me. You know, it is ironic. I was actually supposed to be coming back from New York City early this morning. If that was the case, I'd probably be passed out with Santa right about now. But things changed. Man, I tell you, the messages that I get sometimes on social media that they just get buried. If anyone ever tries to reach me, the best way to do it is via email. Because between Twitter and Facebook, it just gets buried. Let me look at some of your messages, Betty. Oh, well, I don't know if Quincy ever drank the milk off of any of the females' bodies. I know he actually sat and had a glass with them. Oh, you don't think of the Golden Girls, Betty White Matthew. That's fine. No, Baboon, the head didn't hit the desk. I was just like this in the chair, and I woke up and I realized it has been a while as I had that morning mouth taste that everybody hates. And I looked at the clock and I'm like, oh, I've been out for a while. I was getting a preview video ready. The preview video will be available tomorrow for this Thursday night's Wrestling Insiders Throwback Thursday with the Berzerker John Nord. And if you're a Patreon fan, tonight, Thursday's episode, barring a technological glitch, will be available on Patreon. So you're getting it, what's today, Saturday, John C? 5 days early. 5 days early, you're getting Berzerker John Nord. I also have big news for you guys. So much to talk about. And you know, maybe it's a good time before the pay-per-view begins. You know, the Berzerker is going to be with us the weekend of January 22nd. He's going to do live episodes. He's going to do watch-alongs. He's going to do Wrestling Insider tapings. He's going to do cyber autograph signings. But a couple of hours before I went on the air tonight, we came to an agreement with another WWE legend that is going to be with us Royal Rumble weekend, including Saturday night, January 29th, during the Royal Rumble itself, joining the round table crew that we have watching the show. We're going to have another WWE legend in the house, cyber autograph signings, live episodes, taping. Yeah, well, that's true. Taping questions, taking questions. Do you want to know who it is? Head on over to patreon.com/Boston Wrestling now. Join the Patreon family here in Boston Wrestling to kick off 2022. We can't keep taping these shows without your help, guys. It's only a couple of bucks per month that goes a long way in trying to help things out. Now, John C. Manicus Riley just ran out here for some reason. Manicus, wait, no, he's up to something. All right, what do we got? Berzerker is the best. Even tells the truth on his Minnesota mates. Well, Baboon, I love John Nord. You know, it's disappointing we weren't able to put it together for our anniversary event in November as we had planned, but ... So it
looks like these are working.
Oh, is that the...
It's streaming software instead of webcam.
Oh. All right. Well, John C. Manicus Riley is looking for a seamless streaming experience for you guys in 2022. He's looking to incorporate more graphics, more videos. I can't do it without him. Another reason why that super chat button here is so valuable. Without John C. Riley, we have no watch-alongs. So, I mean, again, it takes a village. It takes a family. If everybody does a little, it doesn't take a few people to do a lot, is the way I've always looked at it. But, well, Vern Troyer would have been 53 years old today. Well, rest in peace, Vern. Matt, I am not sure if Quincy is going to be here this Thursday. In the wintertime, it really has a lot to do with the weather. He can't ride his motorcycle when it snows, and he lives 7 or 8 miles from here. So we mapped. Depending upon the day, it's about a $10 to $15 Uber ride for him. So, it being as cheap as he is, He's certainly not going to cover that cost himself, but we do have fun on Thursday nights with Quincy's Wrestling Challenge. It's amazing that some weeks he's outdrawing Oscar of Men on a Mission, a WWF Tag Team Championship manager. He's outdrawn John Cena Sr. I mean, people are loving Quincy's Wrestling Challenge. I don't know why. He's not well versed in the subject by any stretch of the imagination, but he's a special friend, so to speak. We're trying to raise some money for him so we can get a new 1978 Honda Matic, or at least one that he can get parts off of to put into the one that he has now. So we're doing some good. You know what? Why didn't you bring him a new bike? I thought that was your job. Yeah, I feel like I'm dealing with Linda. He doesn't want to speak to me either. All right. So we're getting ready for WWE Day 1, I believe, in about 2 minutes. What do you guys see is happening in the main event tonight now that it is a fatal five-way matchup? Do you see Brock Lesnar, the free agent, leaving as WWE champion tonight? And what would that mean for Roman Reigns, as Universal champion, once he's back to full health? Would you like to see WWE do away with dual champions, have one quote-unquote world champion that wrestles on both shows? I know I would. Matthew, you are correct. Quincy is a very nice man, a little eccentric, a little unique, but always fun. You think we're going to see champion versus champion at WrestleMania, Matt? All right, I like that. I like that. Quincy is a huge star, a natural. He said himself, he's a great host. Natural charisma, the words flow off of his tongue so easily. The enunciation of the ass-loving man. Don the Barber, how are you, buddy? Happy New Year to you. I hope it is a great year ahead for you, the barber shop, and everyone in it. Rich Holland lost about 5 teeth. See, I was only had that out of the corner of my eye. Did he really lose teeth? Kevin, no. Look, I got Chris Kringle with me. What more could I ask for? I have John C. Manicus Riley in the booth. And don't forget, tomorrow night, 6 p.m., it's Sunday Night Live when we watch the NWA Clash of Champions #1 that went head-to-head with WrestleMania 4 that featured that Ric Flair and Sting classic. So we're going to have some fun with that. I know Charlie Wilson is going to be here. I know John C. Manicus Riley is going to be here. I don't know about Kringle. I don't know about DeCesare. DeCesare pops in the booth. DeCesare pops in the studio. DeCesare pops in the premiere chat. You never know about DeCesare. I'm still learning how to say the name, but I think I'm saying it right because he said it rhymes with treasury. All right, folks, it's time for the big one. For the first time ever, a New Year's Day pay-per-view / premium event, which I guess is new WWE lingo. Then, now, forever together as we kick off 2022 together here in the world of Boston wrestling. Again, folks, what a big month we have on tap. I'm looking forward to tonight. I'm looking forward to Clash of Champions tomorrow night. I'm looking forward to the Berzerker returning in studio the weekend of January 22nd. I'm looking forward to another surefire WWE Hall of Famer joining us Royal Rumble weekend in studio. If you're a Patreon member, you can get the inside scoop on that. I'm sure our Patreon members would not spoil that information where they go out of their way to join us. But this fatal five-way certainly has a lot of ramifications and a lot more interest than I had in the match before. I was hoping Bobby Lashley was going to walk away clean with the championship. Now, who knows? A layer of interest, as much as I was looking forward to Brock and Roman. I don't know who John C. Riley has in there. I know he's busy working on a project called OBS. For you, great fans. You think they're going to hold off until Mania on Brock and Roman, Donna? Yeah, you know what, Alex? I agree to some with you, but the problem is, what do you do when you learn last minute that your guy can't go? Do you take Brock off the show? You know, they flew him in. They're going to have to pay him the mega bucks. Sometimes you got to try and make lemonade out of a lemon. And they were certainly dealt a lemon with all the COVID cases that they've had. But I'll tell you this, I was looking forward to the Brock and Roman match. It was certainly a match that helped move tickets big time in Atlanta. Oh, Don, you're going to WrestleMania? Oh, maybe we'll see you there. Tell you a story of meeting Eddie Guerrero. Hi, nice to meet you. I have nothing exceptional to say about Eddie. Nice guy. And my limited interactions with him. Met him several times. They were all very quick, and he was very, very nice. And his widow is extremely nice. If you ever have a chance to meet Vicky Guerrero, she goes out of her way to give you a good experience, unlike certain talents. Exploring the haunted. Woo! Now, do you explore the haunted? I need to know. Here we go, fans. Supercard, whatever that is, in Splash Blast Lemon present WWE Day 1 live from Atlanta. Oh, the money my credit card spent in Atlanta Christmas week, but that's a different story for a different time. All right. I want some predictions from you guys tonight. Kringle isn't going to be saying much. I don't know if Manicus Riley is coming out. Charlie Wilson is a little under the weather. He's getting ready for our Clash of Champions watch along tomorrow night. I don't know about Phil. Phil is a man of mystery. He's the James Bond of Boston wrestling. The Berzerker isn't here until January 22nd. Our other future Hall of Fame guest isn't here until January 29th. I need some predictions from you. Hey, H&M Limousine, what did you change your name, buddy? I hope you're doing good. I hope Mom is doing good. I hope you had a great holiday. I'm glad you're here. Have you been using this name for a while? I don't recognize Exploring the Haunted either. I didn't know you were into that type of stuff. Now, John C. Riley just shut off the lights in the other room. I don't know what he's up to. Wait a minute. Wait. Is Riley going to take Kringle's spot? It looks. Wait a minute. Well, stick a fork in Kris Kringle. Oh, there we go.
Sit on the floor.
Let him have a nap there. That'll wake him up. Matt, I'm sorry. I love the Saturday night pay-per-view ideas. I hate them on Sunday. I've always hated them on Sunday. What do you guys think? You like Saturday pay-per-views, or do you wish they were still on Sunday?
Well, they go so late. Like, people got to get up on Monday.
Yeah. Well, see, I like the way you think, kid. I don't even know who this is. Who are the Usos working? New Day? I've been so out of the loop as far as WWE wrestling the past month, 6 weeks. Hoping to be at the Boston Garden next Sunday afternoon for the WWE Super Show. Charlie Wilson and Phil DeCesare are going to take over hosting duties on their own. I may come late, but as Linda would say, better than not coming at all. Different story for different time, John C. Now, you were using product, John, on your hair. Tonight it's looking a little wild.
Yeah.
Did you use the product today?
No, I did
Well,
not.
that was going to be my educated guess. All right. Well, happy New Year, Sideshow Bob. Come on. Sideshow Bob versus Captain Lou, the liar in the back. Oh, no, Captain Lou, the liar at Back to the 80s. John C. Manicus Riley would destroy Lou Data. Lou Data is a 40-pound piece of garbage with birdseed-sized teeth.
Probably be a very pathetic fight.
You'd take him out quick.
I'm saying both sides would be pretty pathetic in that arena.
Do you think you'd have an easy time taking out the birdseed-sized teeth?
I don't know.
Oh, this should be a good match. we have the modern day version of the New Day taking on the Usos. This should be an exceptional match, John. So you picked a good one to come out for. 4 free for that Super Show. Don the Barber, why do you have 4 for free? I'm always trying to take care of our crack staff here at the studio. If you have extras that are going to go to no use. Matthew, I'm going to guess that Cheeky Baby is resting in his recliner, unfortunately. He's just at the point in life where, without, to be kind, medicinal help, he's in a lot of physical pain. So it's sad that he can't get up and get around. We really wanted to have him with us at our Back to the 80s show, but yeah, unless there is a monster payday involved, you're not going to see Cheeky Baby get out of the house. It's kind of sad. Oh, I understand, Don. Well, you know what? If no one claims him, let me know. I've got a lot of... I'm sure Quincy would love to attend the Super Show at the Garden.
Oh my God!
And you guys still have to see Quincy's winter coat. I'm not going to spoil it for
Quincy would get kicked out of the Garden for trying to get
his way into the... plenty of times.
No. Oh, okay. Just trying to sneak his way into the ring is what I'm saying.
He's never gone that far.
Just telling all the security guards he's with Al.
I don't know if I should tell them. You've ever heard the story about Quincy and the hot dog?
The hot dog, no.
I don't know if I should save this for a live show where Quincy's here.
We can always bring it up again.
He'll explode, though.
It'll be.
He'll probably attack me.
That's the thing. It'll be completely different. You tell me, I'll just laugh. You tell Quincy.
But see, not everyone here is a Quincy fan or knows Quincy. John Cena Sr. should go to the wrestling on Sunday and win the 24/7 title. Well, maybe they have a plan that we don't know of. I'd love to see old John Cena Sr. capture the gold championship belt for a few minutes. But I'm pleasantly surprised that they're opening with a match that I want to see John see. All right. Don't get too excited now. Again, this is all new to John C. He really isn't.
Maybe 2022 will be the year where it finally all turns around.
Maybe. If they turn you into a fan, you know they're really doing something. Matt, do you think I should save this story about Quincy and the hot dog at the Boston Garden for when he's here on Thursday to see him erupt like a volcano, like his salmon shirt? Or should I give you guys a New Year's Day treat? But I'm looking forward to this match. Baboon said, did Quincy grab a handful of boiling hot dogs at the Garden and start stuffing them into his mouth? An old woman security chased him around and tackled him. All right, Matt, we'll save the hot dog story for Thursday. The best part is, still don't think to this day, what year did Rock wrestle Cena? After almost 9 years, I still don't think Quincy he did anything wrong, which makes the story even better.
Now I'm intrigued.
Oh, I was in tears. I only wish I get to see it with my own eyes. Sure. Now, who do you guys got in this one? I don't know if they're called New Day right now or the Usos, the Bloodline. I could watch these two teams wrestle 100 times and they'd always come up with something new. I love good tag team wrestling. It might not be certain parts of the 80s, but this is the personification of good tag team wrestling in this century, in my opinion. One man's opinion, John C. I'm pretty sure it was 2013, Matthew, the year that Quincy had the hot dog, the hot dog situation.
A great hot dog debacle.
Oh, it just proves you can't leave him alone. or it has the potential to get out of control in a hurry. Now, Kofi, John C., is an MWF alumni.
Oh.
He's from Winchester. And the father of the twins, the Usos, his name is Rikishi. He is also part of the MWF alumni.
Mm-hmm.
So you're really getting a history lesson here in this opening matchup here at day one in Hotlanta. Wasn't quite hot at Christmas time, I was told, but still much warmer than it's been here in Boston. And although we really can't complain, though, can we?
Yeah, it's only been below freezing a couple days.
Yeah, we'll take that.
Then again, the season's still young.
The season is still young.
Mm-hmm.
It technically only became winter on December 21st, if you want to get technical about it. These two teams, John C., they've been feuding off and on, I think probably since 2014, 2015. Both have been baby faces, good guys. Both have been villains. But the work, the matches are always excellent, excellent.
The New Day, they seem very acrobatic.
They are. Well, these two
it.
members are. Big E, not so much. But now, are you familiar with Xavier Woods from his endeavors in the world of video games?
I don't think so.
He has a channel, I think it's called Up, Up, Down, Down, like how the women went on Quincy at the Gentlemen's Club in Rhode Island.
I've never heard of it, no.
Really? Oh,
No.
It's pretty popular.
I only watch a handful of channels.
Well, it has nothing to do with wrestling. That's why I brought it up. Yeah, you know what, Matt? You're right about that. That is a WWE problem where everybody wrestles each other over and over again. But sometimes when you have, whether it be two wrestlers or the right team with the right chemistry, there's nothing wrong with it. And this right here, like I said, I could watch them from here until Timbuktu, and I love it every time they go back to it. Especially this version. You know, I'm not the world's biggest Big E fan. Maybe I'm a little biased towards Kofi, but I like the other three guys an awful lot too. Tonga Kid was Timer of the Islanders. That is correct. One thing we're trying to get back to, if you follow us on social media, are our daily history videos. I like to do them. I like to keep wrestling history alive. But again, they take time every day out of my day to produce. But I'm a week or so ahead, so I'm hoping we can stick with it. Big plans in 2022. And we're not going to use that foolish phrase, New Year's resolutions, John C.
No,
but do you have any New Year's resolutions?
Not particularly, no.
Are you going to keep the mane growing?
Maybe, we'll see.
There could be a haircut in 2022.
Still up in the air.
Don the Barber, I have to ask you, what would you do with John C. Manicus Riley if he ever walked into the barber shop? All right, let's see. Does Big E still dance and shake like a heifer and talk about eating ass with the W? I don't watch it enough, Baboon. I don't know. I'd like to think he's a little bit more serious now that he's the world champion. Matt, 1987 is a pretty good year. I'll give you that one.
Chris Steve says if he was Lou, then his New Year's resolution would be to work on his horrible audio skills.
Maybe he'll call and tell on you, Chris. He's reported me to several people here at the studio, even this week, crying Even though I've told him it's not my studio. If he feels like he wants to come down here, that's at his discretion. Nothing I can do about it. But he continues to whine like a 3-year-old. Him and his birdseed-sized baby teeth. Even Quincy said they were little the other night. He's just pathetic. Every time he does that, it makes me want to take him to small claims court more and more for what he did. Uh-oh. Don the Barber says it would be Michaels and Jannetty all over again. You'd be that angry? Would it have John C. Manicus Riley at your barber shop? Keep the hair, John, but Dan, you shave the beard. Kareem, you want... I wouldn't be me. You want it gone? JTG's trying to hook me up with the beard butter, so it's nice and smooth down there. Nice and smooth. Xavier Woods flying. The referee is going to start to count very slowly, I'm going to guess. Even Quincy's ragging on Lou. You're right, Baboon. I don't think he realized it, but that's the beauty of Quincy. He didn't understand how someone could have birdseed-sized teeth. He said they were very little. Who do you got in this one, John C? Do you have a prediction?
I think New Day is going to take it.
You think the New Day are going to become the umpteen-time tag team champions?
Well, they've got such a streak.
Well, it's so many that I can't even remember off the top of my head, so that's quite a few. Who do you guys got? Usos or New Day? Come on. Give me some predictions, guys. Woods is the most underrated guy in WWE. Isn't that interesting, Don? I don't know if I'd agree with that, but I respect your opinion as a longtime fan.
Screaming Baboon, I had no idea you were so anti-Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Did he say that?
Yeah.
Could be.
In the chat.
I know very little about Dog.
Is this
Dog the Bounty Hunter?
Is this a wrestler, or is he talking about the TV show?
I'm guessing the TV show. I don't know of a wrestler that goes by that name. I know he exists. That's about the extent of it. I don't think I've ever watched the TV show. I'm not much of a TV guy. Dog the Bounty Hunter is a liar. Fuck him. All right, well. I guess that says it all about Dog.
Oh, Chris Steves wants to know if Quincy and Paul Bearer ever met.
Yes. And for a long time, Paul Bearer hated Quincy with a passion. But towards the end, I think he realized that Quincy was pure of heart, and they became friendly, if nothing else. I don't know if I'd call them good friends, but friendly. But in the beginning, he hated Quincy.
Quincy means no wrong. He just never stops.
He's a lot.
Yeah, he's a lot.
He's in moderation. It's one thing. When you guys get him for 40 minutes on a Thursday night or whatever, fine. When you get 6 hours of him, that's when it's a lot.
It's all fun until you say, hi, Quincy, and then he goes on a 40-minute rant about his production of Jesus Christ Superstar with Al Snow. That's when it's a bit much.
This could be it right here, John C. Jimmy Uso off the top. Is he going to hook the leg? No, Kofi kicked out, the former world champion. It's not over yet. There's still some fight left in the Dog, not to be confused with Dog the Bounty Hunter. Kareem, loved the new addition with the Berzerker. Man is funny as hell. Should have been a stand-up comedian. Well, I like the Berzerker a lot, and he will be with us live 3 weeks from tonight. You're going to get a bonus Saturday night episode with the Berzerker in addition to our Thursday installments.
Chris Steves wants to see a show with I don't know if they're excluding you, but just me, Quincy, and Al Snow.
Really? You could moderate. Good. Take me out of the equation. When you guys ever get to see those two together, you talk about two people with the same mindset, best friends, Al Snow and Quincy Rustani. It's a friendship that will never die. Every time I see my longtime friend Al Snow, the first thing he asks is about Quincy. Hey, this is Chance. Hello, Chance.
How many times has he dragged him across the ring now?
Well, that's the smart tag team wrestling move, John C. He doesn't want him to be able to make the tag.
Ah.
Al Snow became friends with Quincy through his live appearances here in Boston Wrestling.
Oh.
The big controversy, though, is what happened at Kowloon the night after I left with Quincy, Al Snow, and Deborah McMichael. The Chastain family.
I think New Day's turning it around, Dan.
You think this could be it? The Chastain family caused a lot of trouble about what happened that night with Al, Quincy, and Deborah McMichael. Back and forth goes the action here for the tag. Wow, that one's really upset.
The one with the Pikachu hat?
Yeah. He wants the New Day to capture the gold, or whatever you would describe it as nowadays. Well, whoever put this one together, smart way to open up the show. I don't know. Oh, look at that. No. Still not enough to put away Jey Uso. The fans are captivated. They're in it. We're 25 minutes into WWE Day 1. The official opening contest of the first premium/pay-per-view of 2022. Will John C. Reilly be with us in Dallas for WrestleMania week when we have WrestleCon, Wrestle House, and everything that goes along with it? He's still trying to figure out if he's going to South Dakota. Of all places to try and figure out if he's going.
Screaming Baboon asks, did Quincy's mom catch Quincy ogling Deborah's breast and dragged him out of the restaurant by his ear?
One of the great things is Deborah signed an autographed picture to Quincy that says puppies on it. And Quincy we know Quincy's kind of a special guy. And we're, almost childlike sometimes in certain ways when it comes to certain activities in life. He has hidden his autographed Deborah McMichael picture that says puppies on it for several years now. So Eleanor and his drunk brother, Patera Rustani, won't find it. Look at that double team action from the Usos. If that isn't it, John C., I don't know. Oh, wait, no.
Oh.
King Woods with the save. What is it going to take to put one of these two teams away?
They're all out.
This would be a good 2 out of 3 falls matchup compared to some of the other garbage they're going to have. All right, let's see. When a match starts, can you put up a poll? Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Maybe we should do a poll for each match. Pedram, I was thinking the same thing. Wouldn't it be interesting if the Roman thing was a work? I think for them to use COVID as a storyline is a little sleazy, but it is WWE after all. You're really looking forward to the Edge and Miz that much, huh? Well, yeah, I'll tell you a great story about Quincy and Patera Rustani. Patera is a major alky, wanted by the law, as a matter of fact.
He's got a warrant?
He was stalking a woman, and he went to the house with a gun or something like that. We were able to find out, but a desperate Patera Rustani stole Quincy's piggy. stole Quincy's piggy bank and went to the liquor store with it and bought booze. And Quincy, when he realized that his piggy bank was hustled, was bullshit, took the half-drunken liquor back to the liquor store and demanded a refund, and they gave it to him.
Oh.
And he said, don't let the brother buy the liquor there. He's a drunk. So Patera Rastani is dangerous with alcohol and piggy banks. Phil, how are you, buddy? Phil thinks it's a shoot. Well, Phil, hopefully it'll be a shoot that you're at the shoot tomorrow night when we go back to Clash of the Champions 1. What an opening contest we had here, guys. I think we're all winners because it was just a great tag team matchup. I don't know how impressed John C. was, but I know I was.
I think they dragged it out a little bit too long.
You thought it was too long?
A little bit.
Well, I bet Bubba Ray will have something to say about that. But Screaming Baboon, these weren't quarters. These were some wrinkled up dollar bills and change, and it was quite a bit of alcohol. And Patera he found laying on the floor, almost kind of like the Santa Claus, only in front of a couch instead of a wooden table. And then he went searching for his piggy bank, and it was empty. And Quincy was bullshit.
You know, you gotta respect that clerk though for actually refunding it.
If he went in there screaming, wouldn't you want him to just leave?
It's true, but you know, it's for a good reason in some sense, you know.
Marty and Quincy got along quite well, Baboon. One time we took them to Fridays together, and they shared French fries. Another true story. But another good one was Patera, because of his issues, doesn't drive. And he said, hey, Quincy, could you give me a ride to the store? And Quincy didn't know that Patera meant the liquor store. And Patera was already a few nips deep. They hit a red they hit a red light. And Patera fell off the back of the bus into the street. He looked like Mick Foley going off the cell, off of the back of Quincy 78 Honda-Matic somewhere in Wakefield.
Is that even have enough room for two people?
They made room. I know that because he fell off at the light.
Well, I mean, if he fell off, that doesn't.
No, Quincy calls it bottle patrol. I do a little bottle patrol. He knows when Patera's out of you.
Your Quincy impression is way too quiet. Let me just.
Well, people say sometimes I yell too loud, so I try and moderate it. Does John like the John Cena and Cena Sr. in 12 Rounds trailer? Do you mean this John C. Reilly?
There's too many.
We got a lot of Johns, yeah. He's found Patera passed out many times. Chance, we tried, brother. We'll be back again tomorrow night, 6 o'clock. The NWA Clash will be back next weekend with 2 watch-alongs. Saturday, TBA. Sunday, Charlie and Phil, I think, are going to do Slamboree 98. From Phil's home area of Worcester, Massachusetts.
Phil says that he should get a sidecar for Patera.
It would be safer for Patera, believe me. Patera is Patera. Another great one. I don't even know if you've ever heard of this one. When the two of them tried to cut down trees.
No, like permit or anything? Or?
No. They went out into the Rastani driveway with a little ladder, and Quincy thought he'd be able to handle it, but him and Patera got into an argument.
Oh, boy.
Patera went up the ladder drunk with the sawed off the tree at the wrong spot, and it went through. It was like a domino effect. Everybody's telephone lines and electric lines on the street they live on in Stoneham went out. But what's even funnier is, the people called the police because there were live wires everywhere.
Yeah.
Where Patera is wanted by the law, and he was drunk. He started running through people's backyards, trying to get away from the scene of the crime.
Why didn't he just go in their basement or something?
I have no idea. All I know is that a friend here, the executive director of the studio, drove by when Quincy had the chainsaw, and he was trying to cut the broken part of the tree into little tiny pieces.
For what?
Because he couldn't get his bike out of the garage because the tree was in the driveway.
Oh, Migos is here?
Are you a Migos fan?
No, but I know who they are.
All right, well.
They did the Kids' Choice Awards a few years ago. I believe they had to duck out the audio live because they forgot to censor their songs for the Kids' Choice Awards.
The Boogeyman's dead? This better not be bullshit.
Who was it from?
I don't know.
Chance wants to know what your favorite Migos song is.
Me? 3. I don't know any Migos song. I'm being sarcastic.
Don't they have it? Oh, Culture 3? The album? Dan?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Are you saying you like the whole album, Culture 3?
I don't just like it, I love it.
Culture 3.
I have it downloaded on 2 computers. I just don't understand this. What are we going to come in? Oh, Happy Corbin. Oh,
I like Stir Fry.
Bathroom Break.
I think Stir Fry is an all right song.
Stir Fry.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with your dinner.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I hate to do it, but let's see. Where do we go?
What are these get-ups?
Background.
Dan, are you seeing this?
What?
He's wearing an orange floral sweater.
Well, he's happy.
And he's wearing a blue Hawaiian shirt with red suspenders.
He's happy.
That's their...
You think he's too happy?
I just don't get the outfits. They look like circa 2011 hipsters.
All right, let me go back up there real quick and get rid of this. Joe Smith, bye-bye. I don't get it, but whatever.
Talk wrestling.
All right, good. Joe is hidden on this channel, and that's where it needs to be. Chug Alert, how are you, buddy? All right, guys, who is Corbin wrestling? I don't even remember. Is it McIntyre? Yeah, Baboon, that was about Boogeyman was just nonsense. We blocked them. I don't know why anyone thinks that's funny. Does anybody know who Happy Corbin is working tonight? Is it McIntyre and the Sword? If so, I'm going to put up a poll.
Chance says he's wearing Undertaker's hat.
I don't think that's Undertaker's hat. I could be wrong.
No, it's a joke.
Marty, I'm going to guess, is somewhere down in Florida. I don't know. I haven't heard from him in a couple weeks. I know he's been trying to find a new place to live. All right, so who is wrestling here? Is it Corbin or Riddick Moss? Well, I'll wait until it starts. I don't know. You guys won't answer me. Maybe that's what Quincy needs on Thursday night is a sword before we start challenge. Well, my pick is no matter who it is, McIntyre, but we'll see. But I
if he
want to
has
put
the
up
sword.
a poll. It's all about the poll, see. Drew McIntyre, the former WWE champion. I don't know who those people even are you were asking about, Dan. Oh, you're not watching the show, Baboon? I don't know how to tell you. Hopefully, Marty's trying to find a nice new place to live. We're pulling for him. But when I don't hear from him for a couple of weeks is usually when I worry a little bit. Because even though he drives me nuts, you guys know how much I think of Marty. We wouldn't have had him around as much as we did if we didn't. And he shared French fries with Quincy. So, I mean...
Oh, I thought you just said Annie shared French fries with Quincy.
Oh, well... Baby, I'm going to double dip in you. Well, yeah, we're not going to go there.
I forget. So
it looks like Riddick Moss is going to be the opponent. Let's just put up the poll real quick, John C. Go ahead.
Did Quincy and Annie ever meet?
I know they've been in the same building. I don't know if they've ever interacted. Quincy seemed to be interested in her service the other night. Remember last week he actually sang along with me. Were you here for that?
No, I wasn't here for that, but you told me about it.
Oh, here she comes. Watch out, boy, she'll eat you up. Oh, here she comes.
That's a horrible image, screaming.
She's
baboon.
an ass eater. And Quincy usually gets angry about things like that, but he sang ass eater with me.
Something, I don't know. I guess something doesn't click when Hall & Oates is singing it.
All right, fans, we got the poll up. Does Johnny Pizza Boy believe in Santa Claus? Who the hell is Johnny Pizza Boy?
He's talking about me.
Do you believe in Santa Claus if you are Johnny Pizza Boy?
I mean, it depends on whether or not the kids are watching. You know?
All right. I think most people have got McIntyre. Dan, we need that merch up, Dan. Annie, you guys really want T-shirts that say Big B? I have literally about 10 seconds of Annie footage that I should dig out for you guys at some point. Either that or put it up on the Patreon.
Okay, so he's talking about me. Okay.
His name is John C. Manicus Riley, not Johnny Pizza Boy. She's an ass eater. She only comes out at night. Poor Annie.
Suspenders and a belt, and still couldn't keep
the guy next
together.
to Dan. Okay. You know what I think is more funny than anything is that Annie, before COVID, was going to the same church as John Cena Sr.
Oh.
And she'd give him a "how you doing, baby" at church.
Instead of amen, would she say baby?
She'd try and do the sign of the cross with her tongue. As we have some tremendous action here on day one, we certainly went from a great opening matchup to not so much here with Drew McIntyre and Riddick Moss. What I thought was funny was, I don't know if you were here for the Royal Rumble last year, but Johnny's significant other was here, who's familiar with her. And she didn't get the joke, you know, that we had with the fans and Johnny and I going back and forth.
Uh-huh.
So I guess Johnny thinks that unless he's in the seat, the microphone doesn't work. Because he went over, because the girlfriend wanted to know what it meant. And he went, they call her Annie the ass eater. With the microphone picking it up as clear as day, which I thought was hysterical. Oh, here she comes. Daily Wrestle, you're welcome. I'm glad you're here, Chance. Ultimate Truth, I'll tell you this. I appreciate your donation to the effort to bring Marty back. If nothing else, I'd like to bring him back one more time for one more set of tapings, even if it's the final set of tapings. So you can almost count on it like old Kris Kringle getting on his sleigh next wintertime, that Marty Jannetty will be back here. And everybody's going to get their rewards that contributed. I just don't understand why everybody hasn't contributed. Again, if everybody that watched just donated $1, it would have been done, and then you wouldn't have had to worry about a larger one. To me, that's the ultimate dream. Get everybody involved in a small denomination. Why that doesn't work out that way, I don't know. I can't tell you. I can't speak for other people. But it seems to make sense to me. I don't know. Does Johnny the redhead pizza boy like pizza?
I'm not a redhead.
No, he's not a redhead in person. Maybe it just looks that way on camera.
My sister is.
I've never met her.
I mean, I don't hate pizza.
Oh, look at that.
It's not my favorite.
Thank you for all you do for the channel, John C. And thank you to the moderators. Phil de Cesare rhymes with treasury. We got our good friend Slick Rick B up in Maine. We've got Vaughn and Tania. They've been missing in action lately. We had that stiff Maria Davis. She went off to New York, I guess. What the hell is an Indiegogo? Baboon, have you not been paying attention to anything like the past month? If you guys want more of Marty Jannetty's show, go to this link to find out how and all the great prizes that we have involved. Baboon, I'm almost disappointed unless you messing with me. Marty Season 2.
It's like
Boom.
Kickstarter. You crowdfund stuff. We're trying to, raise enough money to get Marty out here again.
You think Annie should be a prize?
A prize?
Yeah.
What, a night with
a
Annie?
Service. Not a whole night, but just the service. Almost like going and taking your car to the cleaners.
I mean, I guess that would be up to her.
We couldn't volunteer her for it.
I think what you should do is buy the $100 tier for the dinner with Marty, and then just eat your fill. Get like 2 entrees. Make it.
No. With that, they take care of their own meal. Just the opportunity for the time with the gentleman in the private setting. Apparently, you didn't review the prize tiers either. Thank you, John C.
I misread
in the
it.
cause.
Well,
How much sleep do you get a
At
night, Dan? Seems like you're always working. Matt, you want to hear a funny story? I tried to watch the same movie 4 nights in a row on a streaming service.
What movie?
I think it was called Hell House on Shudder. And the first 3 nights, every night without fail, as soon as I turned off the lights, within 5-10 minutes, I was out. Last night, because it was New Year's Eve and my phone kept going off, I made it through the whole movie. I was very proud of myself. Very proud of myself. Generally, I wake up often because the phone never ends. I try and get a good 5 to 6. Then, like a lot of people, I wake up and I kind of doze. I go through the phone. I turn the computer on, and I may doze for an hour, and then I'm usually in this building, unless it's a long day like today, probably 10 to 11 hours a day. On a day like this, 14-ish, 15-ish, depending upon how long the show goes. So you guys can't say I don't give you my time. Ken, how are you, buddy? I just saw you pop in. Yeah, the Valentine Medusa situation certainly caused us a lot of headaches out in Las Vegas, along with Captain Lou Data and Din Fan. Yet another story for the book. But now I realize I don't blame Greg. Anyway. You know, I'm telling you, and I don't know if the person that went out of their way to do this for me is watching, but someone went out of their way to have these specialty shoes made 14 and a half wide, so it would not set off my CRPS attacks. I have not actually walked outside in them yet. I have been wearing them in the studio. I wear my slides to the studio and home, but I have yet to, when I get to the studio, I put these on. I'm kind of nervous where it's been 13 years since I've worn shoes to wear them outside, but we're going to slowly progress, John C. Is that a good way to put it?
Yeah.
I don't want to fall on the street,
quite literally,
be like that old lady and say I've fallen and I can't get up.
Quite literally baby steps, right?
Baby steps, that's right. Captain Lou wanted to be Annie number 2. Maybe he did, Chris. You know, he gave people that vibe. I don't know. I'm not saying he did about me. You know, with the size of the birdseed sized teeth, I don't know if the tongue would be big enough. Well, for the 77% of you that believe Drew McIntyre was going to come away victorious tonight, you were correct. For the 23% of you that thought maybe it was going to be Riddick Moss's night, I don't know what kind of drugs you're on, but hopefully it was a good experience. Medusa looks like she's in her 30s.
I'd say that's a bit of a stretch.
Would you go double?
Double? No, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't say 60s?
No, I'd say like mid-late 40s.
I think she's pushing 60.
I don't even think I really saw her up close.
Yeah, you were lucky.
I was either behind a camera or across the room.
You weren't here when she was in the studio?
No, I was there. Remember? Did you interview her?
No, she was here the day before.
No, I wasn't here the day before.
I think Lou Data was here, as a matter of fact. Lou Data was scared of her.
It's a Red Bull chance.
Oh, come on now. Could you imagine me having an adult beverage on one of these programs? Never. Don't forget, folks, the world-famous Super Chat button is open below. Myself, John C. Manicus Riley, and an exhausted Chris Kringle. And we're going to be doing it all over again tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern sharp. The first Clash of the Champions from March of 1988. The NWA fired back at WWF, which was presenting WrestleMania 4 on pay-per-view in closed circuit outlets across the country. Because believe it or not, for WrestleMania 4, John C., you could not get pay-per-view here in Melrose.
I think you were talking about that.
You've heard me tell this story.
You had
before.
to get it taped from a
Oh,
friend.
I did, yeah. But if you wanted to see it, if you were a fan that wanted to see it live, you had to go to like the Boston Garden or the big arena in your area and watch it on like a movie theater type screen. Well, got the NFL player. Peacock is getting some cheap plugs in, even though this is a paid service. I don't know if I like that, John C. I think this should be commercial free. What would your wrestling name be, Uncle Dan? I think probably maybe the Phoenix. The Phoenix. Because like the Phoenix from Greek mythology, I'll always rise from the ashes. Remember that, Lou Data? Oh, wait a minute. Ken, you're getting a little fired up. Man, what's this now? DeCesare, so can Jackie. I like Jazz better. Is Phil getting grief? Did I miss something? Chris Alert, when are you going to book Sexy Sonny? Which Sonny are you talking about, Chug? The way you spelt it, I'm not sure. Big money Kevin Owens. Can you imagine wasting that much money on him? I know John Cena Sr. and I had a debate about it on a recent installment of Wrestling Insider's Fabulous Friday Nights, but $2 to $3 million a year, please. Dan is the cookie eater. Well, I've been known to enjoy a cookie now and then. Oh, no grief. All right, good, Phil. I don't want anyone giving you a hard time. Jamie, right now, Party with Marty is on hiatus. We have a Throwback Thursday night. We are hoping to have Marty back within the next month or two to resume season 2 of Party with Marty. And if you'd like to help and join the fun, baby, right here, look at the rewards and the prizes you can get for helping bring your favorite talk show with your favorite rocker to life. You got to wait for me to hit return. There we go. Jazz was a good one. She had credibility about her. I wouldn't want to take a shot from Jazz. It's a young Seth Rollins right there, John C. What do you think of that?
You had to look over to remember who it was.
Well, I have so many guests, hosts, it's hard to keep track sometimes.
Boston says John Norton Quincy is better than Party with Marty.
Well, Boston, Saturday night, January the 22nd, 3 weeks from tonight, your dream will come true, is in the same room. Will be the Berzerker John Norton and Quincy Rustani. Same place, same time. Quincy will not have the salmon shirt on, though. That is his Thursday night shirt. I don't know what color the Saturday one is.
Matthew Holland says that the Sheik humbled Santa.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not surprised that Jazz isn't a Hall of Famer, Ken. She really didn't have much of a WWE career. Maybe at some point, but I would say that wouldn't be imminent. Well, I think we're going to get a lot of video montages tonight where they're short on the Brock and Roman match. They're one of the great moments in WrestleMania history. Oh, they're really giving Seth the big build-up. Does anyone think Seth leaves as champion tonight? I have not been a fan of Seth's on-screen persona probably since the end of WrestleMania 35 when they castrated him. They're calling Phil, they're addressing him by his last name, DeCesare. Matthew, if the Iron Sheik wrote to Betty White on Twitter, believe me, that wasn't the Iron Sheik. The Iron Sheik has a $20 flip phone from Twitter. He isn't doing too much tweeting.
They gave him a phone?
Who?
Twitter.
No, it's not him that does it. He doesn't have anything to do with the account. Was it true they had to tell Jackie to stop banging the boys backstage? Are you talking about Jackie Moore, Boston? I'm unfamiliar with that one. I've heard a lot of stories about Jackie, but I've never heard anything along the lines of she had to be told to stop her activities, her promiscuous activities at that. All right, oh, is this the tag team title match? I think it's ready for another poll. What do you think of what's going on with Cody Rhodes? I don't know. What's going on with Cody Rhodes? He's on a lousy reality show. Who wins this tag team encounter? Orton and Riddle? Or the Street Profits? Fans, I ask you, who will win? The poll? Where the hell did the poll go? Oh, I thought I did it right. See, what the hell did I do? Oh, no, there it is. All right. Yeah, Jazz was actually supposed to get a Cauliflower Alley Club award this year. I don't know why she didn't go. I don't know if it was due to COVID reasons or scheduling, but maybe in the future she'll come and get her award. What else do we get here? How was the crowd turning on him and he's staying? Yeah, I don't find the Street Profits very
Oh,
interesting.
Migos is with them. I wouldn't say the world.
How can you guarantee Quincy on that date? I thought he can. Matt, for January 22nd, for an appearance with Quincy and John Nord, we're going to have to make sure someone goes to the Rastani Manor to pick him up. It is a must.
We'll have Phil do it.
Don't volunteer poor Phil of all things for that. But the Berzerker and Quincy together at the hot seat, I mean, can you imagine anything better? Two people that don't know each other.
I just hope they get along.
It'll be complete and utter confusion and mayhem. Quincy will be pissed that he doesn't have 8x10s to sell, and the Berzerker will. All right, let's see. Let me try and catch up here. One of my good friends on a trip is trying to stiff her grandma. I wouldn't be surprised by that, Chris. I wouldn't want to take a shot from her. I know some people that know Jackie quite well. Street Profits had interest. Okay, I'm getting caught back up again. Thanks, John C. My 14-year-old daughter refuses to watch WWE. She's all in on AEW. Well, isn't that a sign of the times? How long, now that it's 2022, before Randy turns on Riddle? Leading up to WrestleMania 38 at AT&T Stadium, Arlington, Texas. I am impressed that WWE didn't jump the gun like they usually do and turn them after a week. Now, what are Migos best known for, John C.? As someone that has no idea.
They sort of actually kind of pioneered a subgenre of rap.
Not like Quincy's subs.
No, not like his Italian sausage sub. It's called a mumble rap.
A mumble rap?
Yeah.
So what do they do? Go boom, 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 boom?
It's, I don't know how to describe it. A lot of the like rhythms to the lyrics are like triplets. So instead of like being like exactly on beat, it's more of like a sort of rhythm to their lyrics.
Does that make any sense to you at home? We're watching day one, folks. Live on pay-per-view. Again, we'll be back tomorrow night, 6 p.m. for NWA Clash of the Champions 1 from March of 1988. Beautiful drop kick from Montez Ford, one hell of an athlete. My only problem with the Street Profits is that it feels like they do the same moves in the same order each and every time out. And Montez Ford certainly is not the most physically imposing individual I've ever seen. Angelo Dawkins looks like he's a little chub there around the midsection, John C.
Is that
chub.
The pink shorts? Or?
No, I wouldn't say he has a little chub around the midsection. The gentleman in the black tank top.
When you look at like the strongest man in the world competition, none of those guys look like bodybuilders.
Well, I'm not saying he has to look like a bodybuilder, but he's got some chub.
It's padding.
Padding. All right, we'll go with that. I don't know if you know this, John, but Randy Orton's father, Bob, has been in this studio before, as well as Memorial Hall here in Melrose. The Cowboy, WWE Hall of Famer, a longtime friend.
So they're going to keep cutting back to Migos this whole fight?
I think they want to try and get as many cheap plugs in that the celebrities there as possible.
Well, Kieran Culkin was there the last event that we watched, and they only showed him once.
Who?
Kieran Culkin.
Oh, that's right.
You know, Macaulay Culkin's brother. He was in, like, Scott Pilgrim. He's the best part of Scott Pilgrim, if you ask me.
Yeah, Bob Orton's a great guy. He'll always give you a good impression, a good appearance if you go and meet him. I don't know who you're talking about as far as divorced, if you're talking about that band. Boston, we've spoken to Danny Davis before. He is dangerous. He is not too far from this studio, which is always nice. Would you like to see MMTV get dangerous in 2022, John?
I think it's already dangerous.
You think it's dangerous enough down
Not
here?
enough. I mean, I think it's already pretty dangerous.
Really?
So, like, what's a little bit more?
All right, well, maybe if Danny Davis tried to take Quincy's sub. Be like that Roxette song. Feel a little dangerous. Now, we've got a very high percentage of fans, even more so than the McIntyre match. 79% are going with Orton and Riddle in this one, John C.
Chug Alert wants to know if this is your full-time job or your passion.
Huh?
Chug Alert wants to know if this is your full-time job or your passion. This show, I assume. A little bit of both.
A little bit of maybe a combination of the two. I don't know what I would describe it as other than lunacy and insanity. Those would be two better words.
Never boring.
Never bored. No, I'm never bored. There are times I'm filled with hate and great resentment, but I can't say there are too many days you could ever ask me if I'm bored, and I'd say yes if you walked in here.
Tired, maybe.
Always tired. Like I said, today I conked out at the desk for about 15 minutes. That's what I get for watching the movie last night. Because I am right now, let me tell you, I could probably retire for the evening right now, but we're here for day one. And let me tell you something. I'm not going to wake up on day two without day one being done. Yes, Matt. The other part of it are live wrestling events to go along with the talk shows. Chug, I'm glad you enjoy the stuff with Marty so much. Again, the Marty Jannetty Indiegogo campaign continues. I'm going to put the link up. If you guys want to help Marty get back into the studio for season 2, this is the link to go to. That's how we pay for it, baby. Mr. Wonderful blew up Paul and Mr. Tito. I saw something about Bob Orton that I kind of missed. Chevy the Stove came in after the match with Mr. T, sat down, smoked a cigarette in the newspaper. Screaming Baboon, are you talking about WrestleMania 1? Or the boxing match? Oh, look, they're asking a question of the... Yes, Baboon, Orndorff was a bad man.
My favorite movie genre?
Yeah.
Huh. It's an interesting question.
I'm a horror guy.
I'm not really.
No.
But I'm not saying I don't like horror. There are horror movies that are like some of my favorite movies. Like I really like I don't know if you can quite call it a horror movie, but I really like Eraserhead. That's a great movie.
What about Lose Teeth? Baby Bites.
Each their own little Eraserhead baby.
Baby Bites.
Yeah.
No. Don the Barber. He's ready for Thursday nights, baby.
I guess
Quincy's Wrestling Challenge. I'm sorry.
I guess if you could call independent a genre, I like independent movies. I know it's kind of cheating.
I think, as I noted on Cecil the Lion's movie show, I am a fan of the company A24 that does independent movies.
Yeah.
Don the Barber is turning into a Rastani guy. I don't think it was WrestleMania.
Chance wants to know your favorite horror movie.
I would have to say the first one that pops into my head that really put a scare into me was the first Paranormal Activity.
Really?
That scared the shit out of me for about a week.
Really?
Monster movies and those type of things, they don't scare me. But you know what? I know if I was in a situation like that movie, There's nothing I'm going to be able to do to that fucking ghost. You know what I mean? He's going to pull me out of my bed. He's going to throw me down a hall. That, to me, is scary. I imagine that's what it would be like to have a ghost in the house. I don't want that.
If you were stuck in the situation from Midsummer, you wouldn't be as scared?
People I'd like to think I could potentially outsmart. I don't know how a ghost thinks. And I don't want to find out. I like I said, Freddy Krueger, Jason, Michael Myers, cool, fun to watch. But as far as something that's going to put a scare into me, ghost movies. I remember for the first week after the first Paranormal Activity, I was spooked. And most people either thought that movie was tremendous or they didn't get it and they thought there wasn't anything.
I think I'm more in that crowd.
Spooky at all about it. But I did.
I've never been a fan of jump scares in horror. Like an earned one is good. I really like an earned jump scare. Like there's like one in all of Midsummer, and it was so built up. It was great. And that was an A24, so I did like that an awful lot. Now we went with who did we go with? Kyle and Cecil the Lion to see that one. Yep. That was my second time watching it.
Yeah. Oh, well, let me catch up now. I used to be scared of Godzilla when I was 6. Well,
I used to be scared of The Sound of Music when I was 6.
So. Chance, is that the one that's on Shudder with the clown face? If so, I thought that was excellent. And I love all the Conjuring movies. I actually wound up taking baby Marty to see the third one over the summer. And there was the first one he'd seen, and it was fun watching him watch it as a kid.
Now, have you ever seen Hereditary, Dan?
Yes, that was. I love that.
I was going to say, that's the same director as Midsummer.
And I think they're both A24.
Yeah. I like A24. They take chances. They don't always.
Sometimes hit, sometimes miss. But you know what? At least there's an attempt. How come Coco Beware never beat Andre the Giant? Was it because he was black? Matt, you figured it out. Yeah, Chance. I thought Haunt was excellent. I watched it a couple of times. What an athletic maneuver from Montez Ford. One of his 3, but he did it fantastic there instead of over the ropes, over the pole. Look at that. Was that athleticism C or what? Imagine what your hair would have looked like trying to do that. Well, I got to say, both tag team matches thus far have been pretty good. I don't know why they found the need to put that McIntyre dud on the show, but no show is perfect, I guess. You know who was a big fan of the Street Profits was the little Dutch boy from Holland.
Really?
Yeah, he liked their dancing in the crowd, and the Dutch boy went to an NXT live event, which is WWE's feeder promotion, so to speak. Almost the exact same finish, if this is it, as the opening match. Well, a 3D and an RKO. Migos are happy. Oh, wait a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, around the corner, around the world, Cake has made it to the live chat. Welcome, Cake. I hope you had a very Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and all that good stuff in between. Thank you for joining us on day one. He likes the Dutch monkey meat. Puppet meat rod. Well, I don't know. The little Dutch boy, I think, is too innocent for that.
Oh, Migos is changing. No. They were with them at the beginning. Never mind.
You got Migos returning heel?
No, I thought they were with the Street Profits at the beginning, but they weren't.
Oh.
I'm surprised he's
David Shand, how are you, brother? Unfortunately, Quincy in the pimp and purple shirt are not here.
We really need to get him a green shirt. I think that'd be a lot
that
of fun.
Would be fun. I don't think the little Dutch boy has ever been on camera. He was someone that he did some behind the scenes stuff with us, but
Is he even Dutch?
I think so. Yeah,
So I think
he's a little fella.
I think the Netherlands is like on average one of the tallest countries in the world.
Well, he certainly wouldn't fit into that. He fits into the average person size carry-on suitcase, but that's why he's the little Dutch boy as opposed to just the Dutch boy. Well, the gang is all here as everybody's tuning in for the watch along. Again, folks, don't forget the Super Chat button is open for business. David Shand, what you need to remember, set something on your phone or your computer. Saturday night, January 22nd, 3 weeks from tonight, you're going to get bonus Saturday Night Quincy Live with the Berzerker John Nord live in studio.
I will make sure I have that day off.
If that is not going to be mayhem, I don't know what is. Well, let me end this poll. The 76% of you that said Orton and Riddle, you're wise individuals.
I'm just going to run to the bathroom before the next one starts.
You don't want to miss it. It's going to be a big one.
What is that one?
I have no idea.
I know
but it's going to be big.
There's one women's match, I think I read.
That's when I'll get up, stretch my back. I like how it says on the TV on the bottom next to the clock, rain coming.
Like it hasn't been here all week.
No kidding, right? Who's this Bozak? Oh, these female interviewers, please. And on top of that, David, 4 weeks from tonight, Saturday night, January the 29th, on Royal Rumble Saturday, we are going to have a surefire future WWE Hall of Famer right here in this studio. So you get the Berzerker in 3 weeks, and then 4 weeks, you're going to get another legend. If you're on the Patreon, baby, it's that simple. It's already on there. That they get the announcement first. You know, Baboon Glantz is still missing, believe it or not. He has been missing since July or August. No one knows where Glantz is. There are rumors to the effect that he's down in Florida with our good friend Uncle A. But those rumors cannot be confirmed. The only thing that can be confirmed is that he stole the light kit. As we see another boring angle that no one is going to believe in or care about come tomorrow, unless Drew McIntyre starts talking like a Scottish John Laurinaitis. Glantz is in hiding. Now, the little Dutch boy is a good one. He's one of my favorite people. He's a good egg. Another one that knows very little about wrestling, but he got to go to a couple of WrestleManias when we were on our missions, and he had a lot of fun with it. How are they going to fit 30 women in the Royal Rumble this year? Are they going to come out twice with all the releases? Anyway, I'm looking forward to Royal Rumble Saturday. Like I said, the guest we're going to have is someone I'm very happy to have here in the studio for the very first time. I almost wish I was going to the Rumble, but you know what? We have so much to do here at the studio. I have been so busy going back and forth to New York every week for at least one day. I am going to have another endeavor before the Berzerker and this special guest come to the studio. So I need to put in as much studio time as possible. Screaming Baboon is ashamed of Glantz. I am too.
So who is Glantz?
Glantz is the one that stole the light kit.
Stole the light kit.
He went to, are you familiar with when we did Wrestle House in Tampa this past spring? When we're almost like what we were going to do with Lou Data, but we actually did it.
I think I was absent that time.
All right. Well, we rented a house in Tampa WrestleMania week. Mm-hmm. We had 7 guests come to the house to do interviews because everybody was in town for WrestleMania week. But we needed bodies because it takes, it's 6 cases of equipment to get all the stuff down there. So we all flew on Southwest. I think you've met Little Cena before at some point.
Yeah.
It was him, him, and Glantz were the ones that flew the equipment down. Little Cena and I made it back with the equipment. Glantz never made it back with the light kit. He stayed down there doing some shoot, and he hasn't been back since. And Pat texted him a couple of months after the fact, pissed, and he said he'd return it as soon as he came back. And here we are now, 9 months after WrestleHouse 1, and Glantz still has not brought the lights back.
Those are expensive, too.
Do wrestling, yo! Thanks for being here.
Were they
Happy New Year to you.
Were they the LED ones or the?
No, it was the portable light kit.
Yeah, but is it LED or halogen?
I don't know. There were 2 of them. I know that. And there were a lot of cords that we had to take.
Were they like the big flat rectangle one?
Yes.
Okay, so that's LED. That's not as expensive, but still, that's a good couple hundred.
Glantz deserves a beating. Does he deserve a beating?
I mean, that's a lot to steal.
It is. Well, he still says as soon as he comes back from Florida, he's going to bring him back. He just gave us no idea that was going to be anything more than a week. You know what I mean? Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. It's Dan Marate Yowie. Death Adder, I'm not sure. It's Dan Marate Owie. Thank you, We haven't changed the set because we haven't changed. They had to take the set down. That's usually when we mix things up. Chance, I think they're trying to take a chance and do something different by having the Saturday night pay-per-views. If I was WWE, I'd stick to one or the other. I wouldn't bounce back and forth. You know, some of them are on Saturday, some of them are on Sunday. I like the Sundays. I mean, I like Saturday across the board. That's all right, Death Adder. I'm glad you're here. What?
Matt Schmidt says they love the set. Any truth that dead hooker's ashes are in the urn?
Matt, that urn is obviously symbolic of Paul Bearer. I do remember the zombie from his one ECW appearance. Oh, you're right about that, Phil. He certainly was well received by Gary. I'll take convenience over nostalgia, Chance. You know what? Would you mind, John? You know what? I'm going to wait for the women's match because my back is on fire right now. I am in a great amount of pain, so we can do this watch along, baby. But I need the Mirati medication. How many matches do we have left? The women's title and the men's title? Is that it?
I think there's one more.
How would you know?
I looked at the Wikipedia page.
John F. and C, baby. Keeping an eye on everything. Well, again, if you want to... Oh, no, Edge. Oh, I want to see Edge. Well, are they going to play another montage video recapping this that I've already seen 9 times?
Should do a montage of all the montage videos.
They should do a montage of Quincy's salmon shirt. All right, John C., can you hold the fort down?
Yeah, do you want me to switch cameras before you go?
You know, I can do it.
Okay.
All right, let me see. Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I shall return momentarily. Make sure he behaves himself.
I'll try not.
TOS?
Yeah.
Terms of service?
Yeah. Oh, it is another montage. do I see on the screen? It's like a montage of clips from the Miz. It looks like that's who it is. Yeah. Much on this. I don't know if you guys got any questions for me. What's the difference between CNN and the Titanic? I don't know, Phil. Tell me. You know, I will put Santa in Dan's seat. Oh, no, the computer's there. Never mind. He can stay where he is. The Titanic sunk with all its anchors. Do a wrestling move on Santa. I feel like that's kind of mean. Oh, now they're showing the Mrs. Live wedding. How long are they going to drag this on for? German suplex, camel clutch. I don't know what a lot of these are. I only know like a handful. If I hide Dan's pillow, he's going to murder me. Yeah, I'll rock bottom Santa. That's one I know. You got... There you go. That's for you guys. Turn Santa so he's looking at Dan. It's another one. I'll do that too. Oh, he got covered in oil at his wedding? Like a little duck in the Gulf of Mexico? If he is, I hope he's enjoying the stream. Okay, now it's starting. The Miz with Maurice. I was not there when Marty went apeshit at Dan. I was there, however, when he gave out his phone number. That was a fun night. I was dying laughing seeing that happen in front of me. Yeah, Nor did also give out his number. I don't think anyone called him, though. Oh, you did? Yeah. I think we should do more call-ins in 2022. I think we should set it up so we can do call-ins. I know you called Marty. Because there's like an app where you can set up a temporary phone number. Does Marty still get a lot of chicks? Marty has chicks everywhere. Ring rats in every city. Oh. Any truth that Dan is going to 2022 Royal Rumble? I'm not sure. I don't think I've heard him mention it. Dye my hair blue? Maybe that's what I'll do with it. You think Miz is going to win? Chance? Okay, I don't even remember who he's against because they did like a whole 20-minute montage. Oh, yeah, it's this guy. I don't know his name. How many figures? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Looks like 22. I keep wanting to call him The Edge, like was it the bassist for U2? I don't think Dan was a stripper. Just called me. Okay, Miz versus Edge. Quincy's not an altar boy, but he is pure of heart. Okay, match is finally getting started. Are all these photos autographed? A lot of them are. I think that one is, yeah, that's a Tony Atlas drawing. It isn't autographed, but yeah. Yeah, they're all autographed. When did I start working here? My internship through school started here in 2019. That's when I met Dan. But I don't think I really helped him out with the show at all until after I graduated. So late 2019, 2020, early 2020. My dream job, huh? You know, I don't know. There's a lot of things I'd like to do. I think I'd like to work in film. I don't know at what capacity, though. Oh, who else is gay that I know of the wrestlers? We don't usually get into that. Do a wrestling documentary. Yes, I live around Boston. I'll tell you. Once Tony ripped ass, let one loose, and he asked me if I ever pull my butt apart, and I was probably one of the most uncomfortable moments of my life. I don't know if that is necessarily indicative. I don't know if he was going for like a double meaning there, but yeah, I don't know what's up with Dan. Miz missed that kick by a mile. Oh. Oh, maybe he started his taxes early. I don't know where he is. Chug, I'm not even really into pro wrestling. That's the thing. I'm just sort of here because I help out. I think it's a lot of fun, you know, helping the show out. I do all like that little year one graphic in the border around me. You know, it's fun. Oh, I think Quincy's fast asleep by now if he's not out. Thank you, Phil. Marty, what's Marty like in person? He's really nice. He's a really nice guy. Of course, it's better to see him sober, but he's very, not in a chic way. He's very humble. He's very down to earth. The son of George Michael. Did he ever wear his hair like this? I only remember him with like his hair like this long. I you know what? Streaming may be my dream job. It's something where I can still do sort of film stuff.
What did I miss?
They're interviewing me.
They're interviewing you, see. I'm sorry it took so long.
We were speculating on whether or not you'd started your taxes earlier.
Well, no, it was not that. I had to catch up on a couple of things. Once I sit down at a computer, it takes me forever to pry me away. How has this match been, C? Or have you been interviewed?
I've been distracted by the folks in chat. Great audience tonight.
Good audience. Well, yeah. The questions are piling in.
Yeah, I can't keep up by myself.
All right. Still going. Charles Wilson even chimed in.
Oh, there he is.
He wanted to know if I was looking at a picture of Annie. Quincy's robbing a 7-Eleven. No, I didn't relieve myself. I went to take medication, and then I sat down at my computer, CW, and I got so caught up in looking at what I was doing, I was gone longer than I thought. I've seen your official John Candy in the ring now.
I'm sorry?
The referee right there. She reminds me of John Candy,
the
famed Canadian comedian. Phil, the big question is that Charles wanted to know, will you be joining us tomorrow night, if it sounds like Treasury? Who's the easiest guy to book in the Boston area for a watch-along? Probably me. As far as the WWE known talent goes, the slim pickings. There aren't a heck of a lot of them.
How's your night,
Oh, good.
Charlie?
Well, hopefully we'll get to see you tomorrow, Phil. How far behind is my chat when you get up and move Santa?
What?
The chat, I didn't realize how far behind I was.
The chat had me rock bottom Santa.
You rock. I'm glad I didn't see this. Cake, shout out to you, brother. We're glad you're here.
They asked me to move your pillow, and I said, no, he'll murder me.
No. You can't touch my pillow.
Yeah. See?
I don't know on January 9th who is going to sit here in the official Dan Marati seat.
January 9th?
Next Sunday.
Why? Where you'll be?
I will be at the Garden.
Oh.
So it's going to be some combination of the Cesare Treasury, Charles Wilson, Howard Miller, and John C. Manicus Riley. I'll be a little late, if nothing else. Miracle Man, where are you from? John C. was whooping Santa's ass. Now, do you know what the rock bottom is?
Yeah, that's like one of the few that I do know.
Now, how do you know the rock bottom, John C.?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just one that I picked out.
We could have a wrestling quiz to decide, perhaps. Phil, I think you may take the youngin to task if it came down to you and CW. I don't know. I don't know if Howard Miller and John C. Manicus Riley would be able to even compete with the two of you when it comes to that. Miracle Man, you'd have a long ride up to the studio to join us in the crowd.
You could take Amtrak like you do.
What do you mean?
Didn't you say you took Amtrak one time?
I usually fly, but I've taken Amtrak before, yeah. The flying to New York,
it's only like what?
There's pros and cons to it. It's very quick.
Yeah.
It's cheaper in a lot of ways than taking the train. But when you get there, there's so many different trains you have to get to try and go where you're going. An Uber is about $100. Charles Wilson's wrestling knowledge is in the basement compared to like treasuries. So I keep remembering it.
Matt Cratcher, that's a nickname. It's not my real name.
No, it is your real name. Well, his real name.
Also, Manicus is
John
another...
C. Manicus Riley. He likes to forget about the Manicus part sometimes because his teeth are not birdseed sized. But
they're asking how you met Marty. I'm assuming you called him.
How did I meet Marty? It was as simple as just trying to set up that first booking. Marty was one of the few I didn't know before he ever came here. So it was kind of like a blind date. I think John C. could beat Lou Data in a wrestling match. That's really not saying much. I think the stuffed Santa on the ground could probably take Lou Data and probably has bigger, more solid teeth.
I mean, I definitely have the muscle over him, not to brag.
Lou Data.
Rugs aren't light.
Yeah. Do you think the Santa could take Lou?
Depends on how close to Christmas it is, I guess.
Who do you think has bigger teeth, the Santa or Lou?
Does Santa have teeth?
Even if he doesn't, it's still a competition.
8 out of 10 rock bottom.
Well, I'm going to have to go back and watch the video. Lawson Page, I have no idea what you're saying. You've written that a couple of times now. FYI.
Mass monster ripping muscle, 6% body fat.
Well, this is a man that throws around rugs like wooden logs, like a lumberjack.
I think I could get him up on my shoulder like a rug.
What is that?
Like
just Santa or?
No, Lou.
No, that's really not saying much.
I know.
It's like saying I could pick up a roll of paper towels. I mean, we're not talking about a lot of weight there. You know what I mean? Who gay up in here? The booty consumer. I think that could be Harvey. I don't know. But, oh, booty consumer, please. We're not going to have that in here. Thank you, sir. Dan eats Loft House cookies. I'm not familiar with Loft House cookies.
It's like the Pepperidge Farm chocolate chip ones, I think.
I don't know if I've ever had
It's
them.
like the big chunks.
Oh, the big chunks of the chocolate chips?
Yeah.
I like them, the Milano. Those are my favorite Pepperidge Farms. If anyone's looking to send anything to the studio for next Christmas, or my birthday is just about 9 months away, you can never start shopping too soon. Dan, will you be going to the satellite office tonight? You know what, CW, where it's going to be so late? Probably not. I actually, well, you know, I'll have a story I'll tell you off the air.
The booty consumer is Annie's cousin.
Well, Annie has consumed a lot of booty, but a lot of booty. I don't know if that's what the booty consumer meant about Lou getting slammed on the floor, but you can. Pepperidge Farms remembers. All right, thank you, Phil.
Chances for you to go to bed.
I don't have a bed here. I should. Oh, Charles has got the booty. All right, well. Annie and Greg's illegitimate son, the booty consumer. Booty RS is the new sponsor. Has Marty dated Sonny? Now, when you say Sonny, Chug, you're referring to Tammy Sitch? That's Sunny. Otherwise, I don't know who you mean. I don't think they ever dated. No, I don't think they've ever dated. That's all right. If you don't know, you don't know. Now you know. Look at Edge. He's in better shape than almost every guy on this show, and he's closer to 50 than 40.
Is it the Edge?
That's Edge, yeah.
Is it Edge or the Edge?
Edge.
Okay, because
There's no the.
So I was gonna say the Edge is like the bassist for U2. I was saying earlier.
What about Candy?
Candy?
John Candy, the referee. Oh, Charles Wilson, just Edge. He wanted you to know.
Edge isn't the bassist? I don't know. I know Bono's the singer.
Marie's trying to get in there. Her mother has actually had past relations with John Cena Sr. I don't know if you knew
Who's
that. The valet
Maurice?
at ringside, yeah. Her mother, Marjo Ouellette, had quite the encounters with John Cena Sr. Her French creme brulee. Yeah, Quincy, I could see Quincy and taking Candy for a ride.
I'm not going to shout that, Charlie.
I am Manicus. Don't make fun of my middle name.
Was that part of his terms?
He's never mentioned it to me directly because I'd probably fall out of my chair and die. He may have mentioned it to the others that he can. That's another thing that you guys have missed out on is Lou Data continues to report me to the studio that he feels uncomfortable being here because he's a piece of garbage with no character and integrity and a thief. But, you know, I don't own the building. Lou Data has every right to be here and his bird-sized teeth. Bird seed-sized teeth. I apologize to the birds out there. Baboon, pretty much. Yep, he did. Cena Senior said it was like a safari in France. Cena Senior smells like cheap soda pop. Charles, how could you say such a thing?
Yeah, he smells like Rogaine.
Hey, brother. Well, John Cena Sr. will be here this Wednesday live. Because it looks like we're going to have to redo the toy drive drawing. I don't get it, but it is what it is.
Now, when I was a kid, I was really into those like ghost reality shows.
Yeah.
I think The Miz was on one of them once. for some reason.
He whores himself out enough. I wouldn't be surprised. He tries to get himself on everything.
Where did the Santa Claus come from?
The North Pole.
No, this one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
From the Kringle family on the North Pole. We won't mention what happened to the poor porcelain Santa, but that's a different story for a different time. Look at Desperation City right there, John C. You wonder if John Cena Sr. has ever thought about a little mother-daughter action with Marjo, and if Maurice wasn't a married woman.
Screaming Baboon, the porcelain Santa, got a haircut right about here.
Santa is the biggest heel in the business. We get along famously, Charles, thankfully. Anyway, I'm off, gents. Sweet dreams, people. Well, Charles, we look forward to Clash of the Champions 1 tomorrow night, 6 p.m. sharp. I'm going to tell you another idea that I have off the air. I'm sure old man Cena would love some Maurice, as would I. Well, he's had some Marjo. And we're talking about more than just a little. Oh, wait, there she is, the worst commentator in wrestling. Well, I don't know, that covers a lot of ground, but certainly someone that took away a lot of enjoyment from NXT. The Glamazon, that's Edge's wife.
What is this whole angle that they have going on?
Because the Miz's wife is screwing with her husband. She's coming out for revenge. With her big, the front of her face, it's almost shaped like a loaf of bread.
The top of her hair?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what you call that style. Don the Barber, what did you call it? If you're
Don
watching.
would just start cutting, baby.
It looks like a cartoon cloud from the side.
Betty. Oh, please. You know what? Much like Seth Rollins with Becky Lynch, no one wants to see Edge with Beth Phoenix. With her music cued, ready to come out. Oh, please. She almost looks like the ref, John Candy. I hope this doesn't go all the way to WrestleMania. What a waste of Edge. If that's the best they're going to do. For the money they're paying him.
Miracle Man wants to know if you ever met Owen Hart.
Yes. Any interesting stories? He dressed up a man with Paul Bearer named Bob the Democratic Cowboy in Adam Bomb's ring outfit in the locker room of the Boston Garden in March of 1995. Adam was with what some folk don't like me calling a ring rat, somewhere in the catacombs of the Boston Garden. While Vince McMahon and Lawrence Taylor and Bam Bam Bigelow had a WrestleMania 11 press conference, you give the guys some time to play, and play they will. They brought Bob out of the locker room down, the arena was empty, down the locker room aisleway with his big cowboy hat on. I mean, Bob was a big guy. He was much bigger than me, maybe 6'6", 6'7". He looked kind of like Outback Jack. And he got in the ring with this cowboy hat on, and he started doing the Adam Bomb thing. He was going, boom, boom. And everybody that was wrestling on the show that night was in the aisle laughing. But even though Bob, this is 1995, mind you, Bob had been around, I think, since the 70s, helping with the ring, even going to the back of the days to the WWF territory. But for whatever the reason, Bob was sold on the fact that everything he saw was legitimate. And Jeff Jarrett didn't realize this. So Jeff Jarrett got in the ring thinking he was going to goof around with them. But Bob thought it was an assassin coming at him. And he almost broke Jeff Jarrett's jaw with the right-hand punch 2 weeks before WrestleMania 11. Then they realized it might be for the best to get Bob out of the ring. And then they brought Bob to the back to get out of Adam Blum's ring gear, who was not very happy to find Bob in it. And Sid came out of some closet that was in the garden and terrified poor Bob. So that's my observation of an Owen Hart rib. If you had ever met or seen Bob the Democratic Cowboy, he's on par with Quincy, just in a different way. He actually, another funny Bob story would be in the early 90s, he actually, where he helped with the ring crew, he let the feds in to a house show, I think, at the New Haven Coliseum when they were hunting for steroids and other drugs. And Pat Patterson wanted to behead Bob the Democratic Cowboy. I'd love to have Bob in the studio, but Bob was Bob ranked as memorable as Quincy, believe it or not. Bob was a character. If you were around the old Boston Garden house shows in the 80s and early 90s, I don't know how you could not miss him. The wrestlers would always send him out to get food. Andre would send him out to get wine. I mean, he was bigger than most of the wrestlers. He was 6'6", 6'7", always had a big cowboy hat on and glasses, always happy. His real name was Bob Gay, and he hated that. He said they ruined a good last name like Gay with homosexuals. But yeah, Bob was at the Garden every month, amongst other cities. But I remember that night at the Garden, once Vince came up from the press conference, he went up to him and goes, "Oh, Vince, yeah, I'm going to be at WrestleMania." He goes, "Oh, that's great, Bob." And he goes, "Yeah, I just got a VCR. I'm going to record it. I'm going to be right there." And it took him a minute, but then Vince realized, oh, Bob bought a VCR and he's going to tape it. But anyway, Bob was quite the character. Bob, I haven't seen Bob in close to 20 years.
Matthew Holland wants to know if you watch iCarly.
No idea what that means.
Oh, God. It was a Nickelodeon show that ran from like 2006 to like 2015 or something.
No.
I used to watch it.
I don't remember the kids ever watching it.
It was all right.
Should I have watched iCarly?
I don't think you'd like it.
And why is that?
It's a show made for like 10 to 14-year-olds like 10 years ago.
I don't know. Maybe it's a little over my head. Maybe I'm a little old for iCarly.
Chug wants to know, have you ever tried to apply for a job at the WWE?
I have applied. I have worked there before. I have worked on side projects with them. We have a wonderful relationship with WWE. Would I like to be there on a full-time basis again?
You're looking like Thurman Merman there.
No, I was not looking like Thurman Merman. I hope to be back again someday.
What about Drake and Josh?
Huh?
You don't know Drake and Josh?
Is that a Nickelodeon show?
Yeah, it was.
I've never heard of it.
It's earlier though. That's like early 2000s. That one was good.
What about John Nord? Do you think he should have a show on Nickelodeon?
I don't. I think that would be the most bizarre thing on television.
Fans, I hope you're ready. 3 weeks from tonight, the Berzerker John Nord live in studio. Then 4 weeks from tonight, the night of the Royal Rumble, we're going to have a monster Royal Rumble watch along with the future WWE Hall of Famer. You can get the inside scoop if you're a Patreon member at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling. Otherwise, we'll have the news later in the week. So we have two great legendary WWE stars joining us this month. What did I miss?
Yes, Matthew Holland. Drake Bell was arrested for child endangerment from Drake and Josh.
I think Phil's going to be excited about our guest on the 29th, along with John Nord on the 22nd.
You talking about Quincy?
No. Phil.
Oh, Phil B. Okay.
Like Treasury.
Hey, it's not sadly, Phil. You have kids. You should know what these shows are.
I have kids, and I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, these are like 10-year-old shows. How old are your kids?
Well, that's true. Well, no, he would have been 6, the youngest one, when they would have been on. I knew the SpongeBob theme song by heart. That was enough for me. Betty White was on Lawson. Yep. Betty White was on Raw.
I saw that clip yesterday. Yeah.
Well, we're going to miss old Betty. It's a shame everybody was pushing her 100th birthday and she never made it. What do you think are bigger, those sparkles on Liv Morgan's face or Lou's teeth?
It's tough. They have
Tough
to get
one.
a ruler.
Well, I wish my back wasn't bothering me so much because I would have gone to get my medicine now, but
Oh, she was on Good Mythical Morning?
she's a WWE superstar. She's been on everything.
Good
bitch
Mythical
is-
Morning is a YouTube show.
The old bitch is gone. Who are you talking about? Betty White? What's wrong with Betty White, Matthew? If that's who you're talking about.
Unless he's talking about Margaret Thatcher.
Betty White versus Mae Young. But no, I'm interested to see what Matthews says. I'm hoping on Thursday night, Quincy will be able to sing Thank You for Being a Friend, the Golden Girls theme song.
Can't believe you didn't. Neither of you knew St. Elmo's Fire.
No? And if Quincy's ever pleasured himself to be Arthur.
Have you ever seen?
I could see Quincy being like the neighbor on the Golden Girls.
I
Just showing
never
up
saw
out of
that
the
show.
blue. You've never seen it?
No.
Oh, when I was a little kid, I used to watch it with my grandparents. Quincy would have been a fun character on the Golden Girls.
He'd be a fun character on any show.
Could see Estelle Getty getting pissed that Quincy's showing up. Him getting giddy that Rue McClanahan was wearing scantily clad old women lingerie.
Imagine Quincy on like MASH. What would he even be on MASH?
I don't know about MASH, but on the Golden Girls, I could see him as like a neighbor or something.
Oh, you know
like
what?
the handyman.
You know how they have those episodes where like the entertainers come through camp on MASH?
That could be Quincy.
Yeah, that could be Quincy.
Sure.
How
Well,
tall is she?
how tall?
Yeah,
I've never measured her.
She looks like 5'2".
Oh, Dallas is a lucky man, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I have to say. The lovely Liv Morgan taking on the man Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship. Why the hell does Quincy run? No. It's Baboon. He doesn't run through the house naked after showering. It's before. For some reason, he's naked in his bedroom. And then
Puts his yogurt rifle in a duffel bag.
In the dark, runs through the house naked to the bathroom. Now, he's never tripped as far as I know, but I just don't know why this execution isn't done in one maneuver.
I've never
in
heard
the
of this
bathroom.
product.
Neither have I. So I'm glad I'm not the only one.
I thought it was something I thought it was something that the WWE was doing. I didn't know it was a real product.
No, it's a real thing. Now, I don't know if Pater has ever been drunk and come across it late at night. Hopefully, Eleanor is asleep, even though she keeps the back door unlocked for him.
He plays Chariots of Fire during his run.
Now, you think he has his glasses on or off as he's doing it?
Where's glasses? Yeah. Oh, I don't know. He must look at the picture of Deborah McMichaels where he gets his courage up and then run.
I'd love to know where he's hidden that Deborah McMichael
Super
picture that
chat.
says puppies. Hey, Jamie, how are you, my friend? Thank you so. I'm sorry, Jammin. Thank you so much. I know who this is under his real name. This is not his code name. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Betty White and Dan, thank you for being a friend. You always got a friend here in the world of Boston wrestling, baby. David, I don't know. No, when I don't think there's any shirt on at all.
You don't think he goes poo
Not
style?
even the pimp in purple shirt. It's just nudity. It's just nudity. And he makes a run for it.
Now,
like there's someone chasing him out of the room. And have you ever been here when we've talked about it on the air?
yeah, you talked about it last time.
He gets very angry about it. I don't know. I've never done it, so it's almost curiosity.
So if your channel got banned because Quincy ran by this camera to the shower, would you be mad?
In the moment, probably not.
Would you be mad at Quincy though?
Within moments, yes. I'd just like to know if Quincy gets a little nervous, if Quincy gets almost a little giddy, almost like he's got like he's showing off or something. I don't know. I don't know if Patera's ever come out of the room drunk, seeing Quincy running around naked like he's a pinball in a pinball machine, trying to find the bathroom in the dark. What if Quincy slipped on the tiles? That's a good question. Someone may have to ask him this on Thursday. On Quincy Rastani's Wrestling Challenge. Far more entertaining than Liv Morgan and Becky Lynch here on day one. Liv Morgan is hot, I'll give you that, Sean. She is a beautiful woman. I'm just not a giant fan of her wrestling skills, and I've been tired of the man for several years now. Quincy flashing back to the 70s when he was a streaker. Too bad there weren't more of you guys around this area. Because there was a nightclub in this area that Quincy used to frequent and dance. This would have been in the 80s.
Does he still do his show?
What show?
Didn't he have a show where he dances?
No, he does that at random. But do you know where in Malden where Lowe's is, and I think it's an LA Fitness?
Yeah.
There used to be a giant nightclub with like 6 different nightclubs in it.
Not
I think it
Town
was
Line,
the
right?
Palace. It was a little further down from Town Line. It was called the Palace. And Quincy used to go there and dance. And I guess...
Did they pay him?
No,
No,
he was a patron. And I guess he'd get up on the speakers and dance and start rocking, and people would piss in his drink. And he didn't know.
Poor Quincy. He'd finish the drink?
Of course he did. Someone probably bought it for him. If it was free, there was no way he was giving that up.
Oh.
No way was he opening his wallet for a $2 Coke. It was either free water or someone bought it for him. The original Malice at the Palace. Well, see, Phil, Quincy, maybe that's in a previous life. Quincy was in the first Olympics. If everyone was naked,
Oiled up.
if he gets upset, yeah, I'll mention that to him. I'll say, Quincy won't know when the first Olympics were, but I'll say, no, Quincy, in the first Olympics, everybody was naked. Just like
That's
you
what we
when
got
you
to
go
do.
to
We
your
got
shower.
to do Quincy's history of wrestling.
We got to make him feel comfortable with his nudity.
It's got to be tasteful.
Tasteful.
We'll get him like a laurel or something to put What?
I tell you, Oscar was a WWF Tag Team Championship manager, and Quincy's Wrestling Challenge is squashing it as far as viewership goes. The fans love Quincy Rastani.
Quincy won bronze in milk chugging. I don't think there's any way he wins anything less than gold at milk chugging.
You guys are going to like the hot dog story. on Thursday if he's here. Let me see what the weather's
And
going
then
to
you'll
be
have
like.
to tell John Nord the story when he's here with Quincy.
I don't blame you, Quincy. I would have tried to do the same thing.
There's just hearing John talk all day. I kept being reminded of this one character from this Adult Swim show. The show's called The Venture Brothers, but there's this one character, Billy Quizboy, who talks a little bit like John, and I couldn't stop hearing it all day. I'll have to show you a clip later.
I would like to see that. Fans, tomorrow at 2 o'clock, we're going to have a clip of this Thursday. I'm sorry, Monday at 2 o'clock. We're going to have a clip of this week's Throwback Thursday with the Berzerker John Nord, where he shoots on the Ultimate Warrior. But if you don't want to wait until Monday for the clip, tonight after day one, we're going to have the entire episode of this coming week's Throwback Thursday at patreon.com/Boston Wrestling. So another reason for you to subscribe.
You know what we should
you
do?
interrupt me during my cheap plug. Thank you, John.
I was going to say we should play it during the stream tomorrow if it ends up working out. The clip?
Maybe that's not a bad idea. What would we? Well, you can explain to me what we'd need to do, and I can do it during the day.
I just need the file to put it on that computer, and that's it. As long as it works the way it's supposed to work, we should have no problem.
Oh, wait a minute. I caught a cake. Thanks for the cake, Wiser, baby. Give me a hell yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt your plug. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. It's done now. Again, folks, the Super Chat is open following Jammin's lead. So we can bring you the Berzerker John Nord Saturday night, January the 22nd. Bring back old Marty Jannetty. Plus, we're going to be having another in-studio debut, Royal Rumble Saturday, January the 29th, along with the rest of the weekend. I'm really looking forward to this guest. Their first time here in the studio. That was awful. Yes, Bo Dallas is IRS's son. Very talented. I wish the Bo Dallas that I watched on non-televised house shows had a chance to work in the ring on TV, because he was excellent. Crisp, good worker. It's a shame that he went to waste, but then again, look at his brother. Oh, you know what, fans? Just for the sake of argument, I forgot to put up the poll. Since we were talking about Quincy getting naked.
Matthew Holland said you wrestled a box of pizza today.
I wrestled a box of pizza?
Yeah.
Did I give it a side headlock? Or?
Well, I saw that box out there. Maybe his eyes in the studio.
Hold on one sec. Liv Morgan. I was too busy sleeping. Shit. There we go. All right. Ask the community, folks. We want to know who's winning this big women's championship match here on day one. I'm Jesus. Well, a guy's got to eat, brother. I was here before 10 on New Year's Day. Look at what time it is now. 10. What did you have to eat?
Me?
No. Who made the comment? Matthew?
Yeah.
Well, Matthew, what did he have to eat? Did he eat today?
I had 5 Guys for lunch.
Did you?
Yes.
Thank you for making me a little bit more jealous, John C. Manicus Riley. Do you think that if the other Manicus is watching, he's going to tell on you for having 5 Guys today?
I don't know.
No. He likes telling on me. He didn't like some of the aggressive emails that were sent, apparently, about his theft and his lack of character and integrity. You know what? Sometimes the truth hurts. Is Five Guys an oatmeal breakfast cereal? No, it is a pizza chain in this part of the country.
Pizza.
No, I'm talking to Baboon. He's from Australia.
I know, but it's not pizza.
What did I say?
You said it's a pizza chain.
Oh, did I?
No.
I meant hamburger. I was just testing him to see if he was still listening.
It's sort of like a step up from fast food. Like it's better than McDonald's, but it's not like a restaurant. It's divey is what it is, but it's a chain.
Oh. I mean, there's been a couple of spots in this that are just bad. I don't mind I shouldn't say that, but Dan wishes he was the owner of the Five Guys chain. Who would be the other four guys I'd own it with?
Would you like to see the Five Guys in a 5-man rumble?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Would you like to see the
what?
The Five Guys in a 5-man match.
Oh, did they make it on that video game thing you were talking about?
No.
Oh, then
how would you like to see them?
I'd love it. I'd love it.
That's all I'm looking for.
The winner of the match gets the whole chain. Yes, we have had the Duke of Dorchester, Pete Doherty, here in studio.
Yes, and Five Guys is burgers.
Lawson, I don't think we're going to be doing a Betty White tribute. She may come up with Quincy, maybe even John Cena Sr., as Johnny and I tend to drift sometimes.
It is not Little Caesars. What? No, it's easily Regina. Best pizza chain in Boston.
You can't compare the two.
Time them out for that.
Well, they may, if they're not from here, they may not know that Little Caesars is a chain, and you know. Von Rent. What am I missing? What's that name? You have no idea. Well, Liv is making her way up to the top as this boring match continues here for the Women's Championship at day one. So small. What are they talking about? The birdseed size teeth? Oh, please. Look at this garbage. They wonder why the ratings just keep going down and down and down and down and down and down. Nice attempts. It's just still bleh. They try very hard, but I just don't want to see it. Marty and Garfunkel. Was Betty White going to be the third man in the NWO? I don't know about that. I think B. Arthur would have been a good fit. Those would have been some interesting teams, Matt. You're right. Everybody was over. Imagine how they could have filled them up. You figure they would have had to have thrown the tag team match in there too. Imagine the Hogan and Orndorff on pay-per-view, how hot that was at that time. I don't know if JYD and Race would have been captain worthy, but he was the king after all. I think you're right, Baboon. I think B. Arthur was. And she had better teeth. What do you think?
I don't know.
Yeah. If you were in Vegas and you were putting down $10, would you think B or Lou?
What was it? The better teeth?
I know. It said B. Arthur was hung better than Lou Data.
Oh, I don't
Do you know who B. Arthur is?
Yeah, I know who B. Arthur is.
Oh, all right. Well,
she was in the Star Wars holiday special.
I did not know that.
Yeah, she played.
She was a giant. She was a giant.
A giant?
Yes. Big woman.
Oh.
Very deep voice.
She was the bartender at the cantina.
Was she really?
Yeah, she had a whole song.
She sang?
Yeah.
Oh.
Have you ever seen the Star Wars holiday special?
No, I missed that one.
It is a grueling 2 hours.
Did Beata sing?
Yes. It is centered around Chewbacca's like family, waiting for him to get back.
I think Beata was Chewbacca.
But
how old is the special?
It came out before the first 2 movies.
You're talking about the ones that came out in the 90s?
No, before
the originals?
Yeah, before episode 4 and 5.
So in the 70s?
Yeah. It was like,
geez, fuck, how old would Beata have been then? I wasn't even born for that. Was she really a Marine, Don? I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know why I have this vision in my head of Quincy being a neighbor or a handyman on the Golden Girls and Estelle Getty hating him.
I think he'd make a great Seinfeld character.
I want to see what the fans think on this poll.
I think Quincy would fit perfectly in the Seinfeld cast. Like he's like one of Kramer's friends or something.
Yeah, I could see him hanging out with them. Don the Barber, I'm interested. Is that true? Was Beata a Marine?
I doubt it.
She was huge.
Yeah, but at the time she was old enough. I don't know if they allowed women in the Marines.
Oh, you know what? That's a good point. I didn't even think of that. I'm thinking too much 2000 and... Oh, she was a medic. Okay. All right.
Oh, okay.
Vince wishes his women had the credibility that Beata did.
Quincy could have been Alf.
Could have been who?
Alf.
I could see him hanging out with Alf.
I'm saying he could be Alf.
You think? Well, I think
a little makeup?
Quincy's a little too big for Alf, but Quincy should be the captain of the Enterprise. Beata was the Marines. We're really getting off track here on the Day One Watch Along to show how much fans are interested in this exciting women's championship encounter. Well, I'm sure she won't be selling that tomorrow night.
What other shows would Quincy been great on?
I could see him hanging out on Cheers.
Yeah.
Waiting for someone to buy him something for free.
He could go to Cheers in real life, too.
Sure. Quincy and Beata would have held tag team gold in the 90s. Quincy would have been great on the New Hot set in Vermont. Hi, my name is Larry. This is my brother Quincy and my other brother Quincy. Well, you know, it's funny, Phil. There's a Ron Jr. And Ron Jr. went to New York many, many years ago never to come back to Rastani Manor with the rest of them. There's Quincy, Patera, and Julie Earle. Ron Jr. left for the hills.
All right, I think Quincy might fit into Twin Peaks.
To Catch a Predator.
No.
I didn't know.
The thing is,
you got anything to drink? You got any you got a sandwich? See, the thing is, that episode would go on for like weeks because Quincy wouldn't stop talking to the guy once he came into the room. Are you Quincy Rastani? Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Oh.
Hi, my name's, what's the guy's name that does it?
Chris Hansen.
My name's Chris Hansen, Quincy.
I'm lightheaded.
We were following your online chats. Must have been my brother Patera, for Christ's sakes. He was probably drinking again. You got anything cold to drink? What about a sub?
What I'd imagine is that the decoy that they'd have would use a bunch of innuendo, and he'd think he'd be going over there to play checkers or something.
He would think he made a real friend.
Yeah.
He wouldn't understand that something was wrong. That's what I mean. What you guys don't understand is how pure and innocent Quincy is in his mind. He may run around nude. He's been to the strip clubs a couple of times.
Oh, I need a minute.
He hustles free subs and milk and anything else he can get his hands on. But he's pure. He means no one no harm. It's just part of his specialness. But his specialness can be a lot of fun. Does it look like Becky Lynch's feet missed the ropes?
Okay, I need to focus on the match.
All
I've
right,
been laughing too much. I'm lightheaded.
Quincy would have replaced Mr. T on the A team. Oh, you got to hear Quincy's Mr. T. If you guys remember, ask Quincy to do his Mr. T imitation Thursday night if he's here. Quincy needs to sing Papa Don't Preach Thursday.
Oh, we got a bit in an audio glitch
Yeah, I
here?
noticed that. Well, at least on our version. Yeah, picture that. Hogan and Quincy at WrestleMania 1 against Piper and Orndorff. Quincy picking Piper up and doing the airplane spin. Oh, God. So wasn't Charles Manson. He was pure. Well, I wouldn't put Quincy in that category. Some of the more vile things you'd ever see Quincy do is get down on his hands and knees and stomach on the floor at Shaw's supermarket looking for damaged boxes of Cheez-Its and Pringles so he can take them to the front desk and try and get a discount saying that the package is damaged. And they have to call a manager up front. And
Sharon's got to make her way up there. Oh, I think I was blocking the mic there.
Sure. What's that?
No, I think I was just blocking the mic when I said that.
What do we got coming up soon on WWE Network? Some new originals, documentaries.
Yeah, he gets down on his hands and knees to dig through the bottom shelf.
Oh, he does it all the time. Yeah, he'll almost like when Jesse Ventura was a Navy SEAL. Just picture Quincy doing that on the floor at the supermarket, looking for damaged boxes of cheese.
Why not just damage it himself? Because Quincy's honest.
He's too honest.
He's cheap, but he's honest.
He wouldn't damage it himself. But if he finds one that's damaged, he's going to pick it up. He's going to roll over like a turtle on its back, pop up, and march right up to the service desk. Sure. This is damaged. There's something wrong with this.
You know that guy who walks around town with the carriage?
Yeah. Does he do the same thing?
No, what he'll do is he'll look for dented cans, and then he'll complain saying that we're going to make someone sick. We were going to make someone sick.
Oh, he won't actually try and buy it?
No.
Oh, Quincy would buy it.
He would try to get it taken off the shelves. Apparently, there's some old rumor where if the cans get dented, there's like some chemical in the aluminum.
Well, maybe he's right. I've never heard of it, but
Quincy, like he's in Vietnam in the jungle, crawling through the cheese.
At least he's never done it naked, as far as I know. He's done it clothed.
Is Quincy one of those types that whenever they use the bathroom, they get completely naked?
I don't know.
There used to be this guy who worked at Shaw's who he'd do the carriages, and one time a customer came up to my mom back when she was the manager of the store way back, and they reported that he was completely naked in the stall next to them. They saw the uniform entirely lying on the ground, underwear and all. My mom had to talk to him.
Your mother had to go into the men's room?
No. She pulled him aside and said, "You can't use the bathroom completely naked."
And how do you respond to something like that?
I don't know.
Sean Sylvester, you got that right. Imagine if this was an 80s show, I don't think we'd be talking about Quincy's routine at Shaw's. and other places.
John Knoxville.
He's going to be wrestling.
He is? That'll be interesting.
4 weeks from tonight.
Well, Steve-O? Bam's in a similar place to Marty. What about Wee Man?
Are you looking forward to this now, Manicus? 4 weeks from tonight.
Oh, is that the one you're planning on going to, or no?
No, we're going to be having a very special guest here in studio, a WWE legend.
Who's that?
That hasn't been announced yet.
Oh.
It's breaking news, only for Patreons.
Oh, since I don't pay up, I don't get to hear.
You don't get to know yet. I'm going to guess you would have absolutely no idea who it is. Considering your knowledge of WWE wrestling.
Unless it's like that, like one or two random obscure wrestlers.
Yeah, you wouldn't know. I think Quincy would make a great participant in the Royal Rumble. Imagine him coming out at number 30. As opposed to this garbage.
I'm going to run to the bathroom during the break.
All right, well, you're turning into the king of drip as opposed to Seth Rollins. All right, guys, let's talk trash about him. He's gone.
Hey, they didn't talk about you.
They like me. I can't believe the first physical encounter between Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar is going to be in this match. But that's one man's opinion. You're right, Matthew. He does have to go an awful lot. But he's a Riley. I don't know. When your middle name is Manicus, I guess it's part of the job. Well, he's not much of a wrestling fan, that's true. But I tell you this, you guys wouldn't get anywhere near as much content as you do if it was not for John C. Manicus Riley. So Manicus deserves your thanks. That's why that Super Chat button would be a big help. If we could feed Manicus, if we could wine him, dine him, make him feel like the superstar that he is. Because we're going to be back tomorrow night, LIVE Live, watching a show that I think some of us will enjoy more. NWA Clash of the Champions numero uno from March 1988 that went head-to-head with WrestleMania 4. Tonight's show has been lackluster. Lackluster. I enjoyed the opening contest. I enjoyed the other tag team title match. And I haven't been overwhelmed by much of anything else. Let's see. Create a poll. Who wins? Big E. You don't think Lesnar and Lashley would be a match you'd want to go out of your way to see, Dawn? I respect your I'm interested in your opinion. Oh, there's no well, you know what? I don't They only give you 4 options in this poll, folks. I apologize. You know what? I mean, look, Dawn, think if they went the pace of a Goldberg Lesnar match from what year was that WrestleMania? 33 in Orlando. I mean, I'm not saying it's got to go a half an hour. But that's one match I'd go out of my way to want to see, would be Lesnar and Lashley. Again, one man's opinion. That's why you're entitled to yours. Everybody's entitled to theirs. Let me put my eyes back on. I'll tell you, as tired as I am now, if I had to come back from New York City this morning to be here, I would be probably on the floor with John C. Manicus Riley putting the boots to me much more than he did Santa. Lashley is much more talented than Goldberg. I agree. That's why I think it would be a better match. But I hope at some point we get it. I don't know why we haven't. I've had more than enough of the King of Drip. It's a tad better than the Monday Night Messiah, but still sucks. Because they had to prop the man, Becky Lynch, and Seth had to be her boyfriend. And so they flushed a multi-million-dollar talent down the drain.
So this is the one Roman Reigns was supposed to fight, or no?
He was going to face Brock Lesnar, who's in this match.
Oh, okay.
This match was supposed to have 4 people, not 5. I don't know if Quincy and Hogan have ever come face-to-face. I know they were going to. At one of the appearances we worked with Hulk Hogan, I invited Quincy, but Quincy was, I don't know what he had going on that day, but he was unable to meet the Hulkster. Quincy's enemy, Reno Chastain, was there, though.
So what's the deal with Quincy and Reno?
Just mortal enemies, like Batman and the Joker.
But for what reason?
Unknown. They both wanted to be the king of the castle, and they could only be one. It's a vendetta that may never win. Oh, Dylan, you're a KO guy, huh?
Sean Sylvester says I look like Carrot Top. That's what Marty called me, Carrot Top, the first time he was here.
Yeah, you look like Carrot Top, man. Yeah.
You know where we can get some liquor, Carrot Top?
Oh. Oh, I hope Marty's doing well wherever he is. Matthew, I don't know. Maybe he went to the Captain Lou Data School of Dentistry. I don't know. This is who I'd like to see the title go back on tonight. Let's pretend everything since September didn't happen. The night of Lou Data's, or the week of Lou Data's horrible audio and interviews with Kevin Sullivan and D'Lo was the same night that Big E captured the championship from Bobby Lashley right here in Boston.
Screaming Baboon, if that stream with Marty was in like a highlight reel of all the streams we've ever done, that would be most of the highlight reel.
Yeah, the one everyone wants to see is the Father's Day night massacre, when him and I almost went at it on the set. Phil was here for some of that.
Yeah, and he was hitting on the answering machine. I remember that.
He was hitting on the answering machine?
Yeah, when he called Drizzly.
Oh, right.
You got a cut?
Who?
You.
I got something going on. Am I bleeding?
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah.
Sound like Roddy Piper on that Piper's Pit before WrestleMania 3. You're bleeding.
He was like, what was he saying?
Well, Sean, you got a lot to look forward to tomorrow night.
Yeah, that was when he gave his phone number out.
Biggie.
I remember he said, you sound like a beautiful girl.
Poor Marty.
To the automated Drizzly support line.
I actually used Drizzly. When I was in Florida a few weeks back.
Do you know they have
helpful service? I do say so myself.
They have Drizzly for gimmick now. Did you know that?
Real? I did not know that.
Yeah.
Well, see, so the Lion must be thrilled. If he
I'm
can't get any
surprised
from his mother.
I'm surprised they can do it in Massachusetts. It was already a big enough deal just getting gimmick legalized.
Is there a certain amount you can get, or?
Yeah, I think there's a certain amount you can have at one time, but I'm sure it's a lot.
They gave me a hard time about IDs and credit cards and
Why is that?
Grizzly I'm talking about.
Oh, well, yeah, they got to be sure about that stuff.
Well, if they couldn't be sure about me, I guess.
I mean, that's a big service. If you get one, you know, they have a lot of money to lose rather than like one liquor store.
Oh, yeah. No, I get it. But I mean, they're sitting there taking pictures of it, and I didn't know they were going to do all that. Now, who do you got in this one, see?
I don't know. So who's it? Almighty? Is that his name?
Bobby Lashley.
Bobby Lashley.
Former MWF superstar that competed at Memorial Hall right here in Melrose.
There's Biggie. There's Brock Lesnar. Huh.
You got the guy in the T-shirt that doesn't even look like a wrestler. And you've got the scrawny-looking guy.
He looks like looks a little like Hillside.
Who? Brock Lesnar?
No, the guy in the shirt.
Oh, I can see that a little, yeah. A little more svelte than Walter Hillside, but
Great guy, Hillside.
love Walter Hillside, an MVP of Boston wrestling since 2007.
I wish him luck in his career.
This is what Quincy's going to do on Thursday when everybody starts asking him the questions that came up tonight. Brock Rastani. Sure.
I love the comment from the other night. Quincy would never have a kid because he'd have to pay for it.
They're not cheap.
It's a lot of time and money having a kid.
I keep asking him, Quincy, what is it in life that you're ever going to spend any of your money on? I got to get the rig up and running.
Only his bike, it seems like. He saves all of his money for that bike.
Yes.
Oh.
Every winter, he replaces that piece of shit, parts to that piece of shit bike, the 78 Honda-Matic. That guy's in shock. Like, that spot doesn't happen on almost every show every week.
What, going through the pads?
Yeah. But again, these two I'd like to see go at it in the main event
That's a
of
good
a
question.
WrestleMania, Manicus.
Sorry, Screaming Baboon has a good question. Does Quincy have a job?
Yeah, not in coronavirus time, not really. He worked very part-time under the table at a motorcycle shop pre-virus as a blaster. And I mean, if you ever saw the outfit that he wore.
What, like a sandblaster?
No, I
was going to say.
He'd be covered from like head to toe. And even still, he would just be, he'd come down here sometimes even after taking a shower, and he'd be filthy.
He'd reek of motor oil?
Not even reek, he'd be filthy. Dirty, just black soot all in his skin and his head. He almost looked like a raccoon.
It's not a clean job being a mechanic, especially on like classic bikes.
But for those fans that maybe remember the headgear that Kane wore back in 2012, not too far off from that.
He's a male entertainer, Phil says.
He is a male entertainer. But yeah, he had a job at a motorcycle shop, and he's got his little, he tries to get little paydays down here at the studio. He tries to hustle little paydays at this barber shop that he calls Colt Cutters, which I had no idea it meant cost cutters.
Is it his favorite barber shop?
He uses this strange, bizarre, perverted voice, and he calls it cold cutting as opposed to cost cutters. But he goes there and he gets them coffee and donuts or whatever.
He's a
and
gopher at a barber
pretty much,
shop.
yeah. The flower shop. Him and Patera both work there at O'Brien's farm stand in Stoneham. Patera.
Oh, the farm stand? Oh, wait, no.
You
that's
must know it. It's on Main Street in Stoneham. You'd probably know where it is. Patera, just imagine having some drunk tie your Christmas tree to your car as you head home.
I'm trying to think. It's not.
You know where Burger King is in Stoneham?
Yeah.
It's about a block away from there, closer to that Stop and Shop. And
like back towards Rounds?
Yeah. It's in between
okay.
the Burger King and the Stop and Shop on Main Street. And Quincy, I think, went to school with the guy that owns it, Corey O'Brien. I don't know how. I think because Patera's on the lam and he can't work a real job, he needs something under the table like that. So when it's busy with Christmas tree time and around Valentine's Day, they throw Patera a little payday. But Quincy doesn't like it when he's called Patera.
Is that his
well,
Boston wrestling
Reno
name?
had something to do with it, so he doesn't like it. Doesn't like it at all. Double DDT about 6 inches down on those steel steps. Herb Abrams. Herb, how are you? Would Quincy accompany me to the Stoneham Zoo?
That'd be a lovely afternoon.
I could see Quincy at the zoo.
I haven't been to the Stoneham Zoo in a long time.
He'd probably only go if you paid for his ticket, Phil.
It's true.
I couldn't see him open up the wallet for $6 to come out.
It's more than $6 now.
How much is it to go to the zoo?
I think it's like 15 or something.
15? Are you shitting me? To go to the Stone Zoo?
They've built it up a little bit.
That'd be like charging $15 to come here.
It's 25.
That's for a year. Quincy doesn't live too far from the Stone Zoo.
Gotta buy him 3 sausage subs and 4 liters of milk, too.
His sister, Julie Earle, lives right near the Stone Zoo. Who, from what I'm told from Charles Wilson, is a beautiful woman. He met her the night of November 13th. I'm very jealous that he got to meet Julie Earle. Phil said 15. Forget it. He's not worth that much.
You know what? Why don't we make this like a video? I'll bring a camera. We'll record everything.
Everybody in the chat.
Phil and Quincy's afternoon at the zoo.
Everybody in the chat chips in $1 to cover Rastani.
I'll chip in the whole money.
Sure. Oh, that was a good spot. I like that. This angry Quincy's back in the ring. There he goes. Do you want to talk about Patera? There you go. You want to talk about Illinois' back door?
What's his pineapple hairdo about?
That's just how he wore it. He lives on a farm up in rural Canada. I'm telling you, this is the money match, baby. I don't know when we're ever going to get it. We've waited years for them to give it to us like this. Do you think Quincy could take Lesnar? Who do you think gets angrier?
I think Quincy could talk him to death.
Well, you've seen Quincy get mad at me off camera.
Marty!
Some of these lady wrestlers are gonna smack you.
Get that off the screen. that was hilarious last night. Picture of Reno on your computer.
It makes me sick. Michael, what's going on, brother? Are you enjoying day one? Oh, please. No credibility, no interest, not over, not moving merchandise, not selling tickets. Nobody cares. Well, and we have a new WWE champion, Brock Lesnar, ladies and gentlemen. Well, the plot thickens. I was hoping Bobby Lashley would retain and we'd go back to Roman and Brock.
Screaming Baboons wants a description of Reno.
E.T. with white skin. Reno. I think we've mentioned it a few times.
The more I think about this, it's kind of accurate. It's mean, but it's pretty accurate.
Quincy hurled Reno through the studio in a refrigerator box. I don't think that was long before you ever came around. And I mean, you're talking airmail. But anyway, folks, I'm a little surprised. I was not expecting Lesnar to go away with the, you can't say the gold anymore because it's really not gold, but Brock is the new champion. USA must be thrilled to have him back on their network. What does this mean for Roman Reigns once he's past COVID? Raw has been so boring. At least this gives it an ounce of interest. Are we finally going to get Lesnar and Lashley? And are they going to waste it on a small pay-per-view if we do? I don't want it at the Rumble. I don't want it at Elimination Chamber or Fastlane or whatever other shit pay-per-view they throw in between. I want it at Mania, John C. I want it at Mania.
When is that again?
WrestleMania?
Yeah.
The first weekend in April. John C. may be making his WrestleMania debut at Wrestle House and WrestleCon. Wow. Well, the fans, look at that. They reacted at least, which is better than you can say most of the time. The Big E experiment is over, thank God. What a way to kick off 2022. A complete and utter failure. Bobby Lashley was hot. They should have never taken the title off of him back in September. But if you're going to tell me this is going to lead to Lesnar and Lashley at WrestleMania, I'd be a happy guy. Some of you guys disagreed with me. Pay-per-view is wrapping up, fans, so we're going to ask you, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give WWE Day 1? Geez, I'm thinking what I would give it right now.
I'd say a 4.
You thought it was that bad, really?
Maybe a 5.
Maybe a 5.
Like a strong 4 to like a medium 5. Once in a generation. What is this?
I like the main event. I like the 2 tag team title matches. Edge's match wasn't bad until Betty came out.
The opener
The
opener was pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I mean by one of the tag team matches. I'd say I'll give it a 5. I was between 5 and 6, but there was a lot of garbage on this one they didn't need.
You got a 6. You got a 7.
Jamie gave it a 7. Come on, guys, chime in. I want to know what you think. Scale of 1 to 10, what would you give Day 1? And would you guys like to see them turn this into an annual tradition, a pay-per-view on New Year's Day? I like it.
You know what? I'm going to ask you, chat. What do you want to see in the channel in 2022?
See, it's getting down to business on Day 1.
I know. I want to help you out. I want to.
Thank you. It's nice to know someone in the world does. Well, John C. has got questions, and we know you have answers. What do you want to see more of? Do you like live chats? Do you want to see more superstars?
Do you want to see us on Twitch, on YouTube?
Do you want to see us on Twitch and YouTube?
Me?
No, I just reiterating
you
what
smiled
you said.
at me. I was like,
I'm always happy to see you. That's fine. is Charlotte Flair before she looked like an elf. My back is killing me. It is on fire, even after taking medicine. So, fans, we encourage your feedback. John C. equals John Cranberry. What's that?
I also want to see the Quincy and Phil's Day at the Zoo. I think that would make it great.
Well, you can be the cameraman for that.
I will. I will gladly. I will pay for all 3 tickets.
Well, Phil, I'm glad you had so much fun that you thought our watch along was a 9. Chris, I don't understand your answer. On a scale of 1 to 10, it was on the scale. More people want to see Quincy at the zoo than WWE Day 1. Now, what about like in the summertime when it gets nice and maybe Quincy at like a water country or an amusement park like that?
Would he go down the slides naked?
I've actually seen him in a bathing suit, and I tell you, you have got to see the bathing suit.
I'd imagine his trunks are like 8 times too large.
To be fair, they fit all right, but they had to have been 30 to 40 years old. I mean, the thread was almost crying when it saw the water.
You're afraid it's going to rip in half as he's going down the slide.
If there's a wave, I don't. It could be bye-bye.
The thing about that is how am I going to film that a day at Water Country?
We'd have to blur it out.
No, but I couldn't bring one of the NX cams onto a water slide. I'd have to get I think I have an old GoPro somewhere in my house.
Sure. For Christ's sakes. All right, wrestling fans, if you have anything else to chime in, let us know. It was a pleasure to be with you tonight. John C. and I are tired. We got to hit the road because we're going to be back doing it all over again tomorrow night, live at 6 p.m. Eastern with NWA Clash of the Champions #1 from March 1988. The NWA fired a torpedo with the WWF up against WrestleMania 4. Imagine the numbers that WrestleMania 4 would have done if the NWA didn't present a free special on cable TV with the Sting and Nature Boy Ric Flair Classic. But again, that is for tomorrow night. For my partner in crime, John C. Manicus Riley, I'm Dan Marati. We can't end this yet because he's going to go in the other room to end the stream. We'll put Chris back. He's still tired, the poor bastard. We helped his toy drive. We updated his GPS. They're a little more lively. He wants to see Quincy naked, I guess, now. His eyes are open. Well, I'm glad you guys had fun. Phil, for you to say that the watch along was a 9, that means a lot. Good night, lads. Well, good night, DeCesare, as Ken calls you. Hopefully you'll be able to pop by tomorrow night. Phil, let me know. No, I have nice, comfy pajamas I wear, Matthew. It's the first thing I do when I get home. Unlike Quincy, I don't run around my home nude. I clean up, I undress, then I go into my bedroom and I put on my nice, comfy pajamas. Relax and unwind to get prepared for another day's work tomorrow. I'm wondering if the cleaning ladies will be in tomorrow, including the older woman known as Grandpa. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Tiger Mulligan and I's discussion about the cleaning crew that is here on Sunday morning. But, yeah, Grandpa is the leader of the pack when it comes to these 3 women. But Santa Claus, tell me, brother, did Quincy leave you any cookies when he was running around naked on Christmas Eve? Or was he too cheap to even do that? Yeah. Well, you're too nice. You don't want to put him down. But you saw his list. You don't want Mrs. Claus to get jealous. All right, whenever I hear that big clap, we'll be ready to take it home. Fans, it was a pleasure. John C. Manicus Riley, Chris Kringle. We got Ruthless Aggression on in the background. I'm still talking. I may never stop talking. I don't know what the hell Manicus is doing. He's got all I see is the moss. Daddy White hears me. All right, well. I did not see AEW last night, Chris. I haven't seen a lot of wrestling over the past 6 weeks. Oh, I'm just waiting for you. Can you click end as soon as I say goodnight? All right. All right, wrestling fans, for the brood that brought you all this crazy fun tonight, we'll see you tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern, for NWA Clash of the Champions 1. Super Chat, hint, Super Chat Watch Along. Get ready. Again, folks, January 22nd, it's the Berzerker Live. January 29th for the Royal Rumble. Another WWE legend that you've seen at Royal Rumbles. He alive. We'll see you then.